talk with you. Breathe to me tales of things that haunt your dreams. Set the brush in pain machine so I can breathe with you. The gravel spikes your feet. The cloth wraps on your knees. So darling, when the rain comes crashing in, I'll be right here and listen to you sing. Shout to me what they made you out to be. Burst the glass and start to scream so I can shout with you. Cry to me rivers that will raise the sea, creeks of pain and apathy, so I can cry with you. Oh, the gravel spikes your feet. The glove wraps on your knees. So darling, when you're deafened by the noise, I'll be right here and listen to your voice. The gravel left behind, new cloth for better times. So darling, when there's nothing left to say, I'll still be here for you along your way. I'll still be here for you along your way. You're under the pressure. I lost my temper. I said something foolish. Did I go and ruin this when it started to feel so real? Could feel it running, running through my lonely veins when I started to heal.
What's up, boys? What is up? Welcome back. Welcome back to another live stream. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing? How you guys doing today, boys? I have a special entry for y'all. Are you ready? Is everybody ready for this? I don't think no one's ready for this, boys. Are you ready? I don't think anybody has ever done this in their life. But are you ready? Are you ready? We're kicking off VCT watch parties with a bit of fun and with a bit of everything. Are you guys ready? Holy fuck, I know I'm embarrassing myself, but I'm hungover, so yes.
वर्षा बिजुली सावनको पानी चिसो चिसो मौसम छ तातो जवानी हे मुटु मेरो
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. What up, Momo? How you doing? Hi, Sheikh Sahil there. Oh my god. What up, Satyajit? How you doing? Hi, Shubhanu. आज बहुत मूड खराब है. क्यों क्या हो गया भाई? सही है ना तमिल सही है. तो भाई love you यार. What up, Satyajit? But anyways, बहुत बत्तू क्यों what up, Pratik? How you doing, मचा? Just because मोमोशी को संडे मॉर्निंग हमने हंसाया, हम वापस करेंगे अब यही चीज वापस करेंगे. डांसिंग वंस मोर चाहिए आप लोग को. वंस मोर चाहिए तो बता दो, मैं रेडी हूँ. वंस मोर चाहिए तो बता दो, जल्दी बता दो. वंस मोर चाहिए अब भी कभी चाहिए, जल्दी बता दो गाइस. वापस नहीं मिलने वाला. ये संगठना की दुर्घटना कोई नहीं देख सकते, सिर्फ आप लोग हो.
बादल वर्षा बिजुली सावन को पानी चिसो चिसो मौसम छ तातो जवानी हे मुटु मेरो
Oh my god. Ayo. Oh fuck. Unlucky Shubhanu भाई. शुभर भाई कोई नहीं, आपका मूड को थोड़ा सा ठीक कर सकते हैं. Are you ready for a rave party, boys? Are you ready for a rave party?
She looks deep into my eyes, remain silent. The problems in her head pile up. Again and again she tells
What up,
me
Monday?
how
How you doing?
sick
One
she
second, let me turn on
is.
this.
Everything is so hard for her. Why don't you just tell me? Everything could be so simple, but you want to make it difficult for yourself, for yourself, for yourself, for yourself, for yourself. Why don't you just tell me? Everything could be so simple, but you want to make it difficult for yourself, for yourself, for yourself, for yourself, for yourself.
You're going up on my story? Go for it.
Well, take your heart, count the time of love until it is over. You should have thought about your problems wouldn't go away by themselves.
What's the meaning of bang? Bang means brother, bro.
I will take your heart, count the time of love until it is.
ये गाने में मजा आएगा. What up, Bane? How you doing, Macha? Welcome to stream. Good morning. What up, Six? What up, Satrajit? कोई बात नहीं, शुभन भाई. Yeah, nice try, बात चलो. Nice try, बोल रहा यार.
You fetched your ideas from nowhere, all from another world. Your logic's impaired, your full picture is grown.
Good afternoon, philosophy. How you doing, Macha?
Both know one day
Put your hands up here.
just gonna try again. Without doubt, might say if all's gonna mend. We both know
Until the drop, we do this, okay? Until the drop, we do this. We do this until the drop.
so don't pound for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pound for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end.
सर घूम रहा. Which song? The name of the song is Sunrise. The name of the song is Sunrise. Now I want a rave. Every night is a rave with you when I look into your eyes. Fuck, unstoppable race. Just saying chat, just saying. मैं दूसरी गर्ल्स को सिंप नहीं करता हूँ, एक ही गर्ल को सिंप करता हूँ भाई. आकृति के अलावा किसी को नहीं. Wait, but to even I'm a bit of deciding some brands where I can have some printed good t-shirts. Bro, Bewakoof, Urban Monkey, Bewakoof, Urban Monkey, and Bewakoof, Urban Monkey. Highlander has really good shirts. दिल्ली आ रहा तू सांजी, आपको बिना देख के मैं रह सकता हूँ? मैं आ रहा हूँ सांजी. You look cute to be honest. Love you यार. कल ही clean shave किया. कल को निकाल दूँ. ओह I was kidding बोलो. आप रीति को छोड़ के किसी किस्म नहीं करता तो आयशा कौन सी? आयशा मेरा दीदी है. मिलते हैं फिर. Yes Sam, of course. तो लेकिन एक चीज बहुत बुरा दुर्घटना है मेरी. पता नहीं क्यों. दिखाता हूँ मेरा दुर्घटना क्या है. जेन्युइनली दिखाता हूँ मेरा दुर्घटना क्या है. फिर तुम लोग ही बोल दो क्या. ये मेरा दुर्घटना है. ये देखो. I can't type anything bro. I've been banned. I've been banned. Why banned? That is the saddest part of my life, bro. Bro, there was a copy pasta going in the chat about something I don't even remember. I also did that same copy pasta. I got banned. कॉपी पास्ता जा रहा था भाई. मैं भी कॉपी पास्ता ही लिखा था. वो कॉपी किया था. मैं बैन हो गया. Trained by Emin Nelson. Corona नहीं आ रहे Sam. Durga. Momoshi, why should I answer my FaceTime when all I want in all of my time is to look at your face? Unstoppable headphone drop kind of riz, yo. Headphone drop kind of riz I possess. But with this shackle? Mom, I am live streaming, mom. Why are you marifying me? This Manoj Madhachod is next to you only, no? He's on my stream. Excuse me, I'm trying to hold a rave party here. Can you come join the rave? Hey, bro, can you kind of like send some super chats kind of shit, yo? Can you kind of send some super chats kind of shit, yo? Bro, I can't hear anything, bro. Love you too. Bye. Play Carnival X Fiend. Batu playlist link please देना, bro. पैसा के बिना कोई मामला नहीं है. पैसा के बिना कोई कमला भी नहीं. कमला के मामले में गया तो पूरा लामला मामला हो जाएगा. What about it? Crazy, bro. Crazy, Manoj. Crazy. Watch party time.
Gen.G, and then we have T1 who wants to do
Yo, what the hell? Yo, what the hell? Bro!
T1 stacks.
I'm seeing it in
what the hell?
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It feels so bizarre.
What?
It feels like an alternate universe or like almost like a meme.
Yeah, this is strange. After
What?
seeing him in blue and white for
Guys,
the longest time, now he's here
I'm
in the
on an
black and
official
red.
watch party stream,
But
guys.
Sax, get ready to show up.
Bro, I'm on
Get
a
ready to
watch party
play.
stream, bro.
And it's no joke, going from DRX to T1, two
Chan, do you
giant
actually want me
Korean
to twerk, Chan?
powerhouses, and of course going against
Chan, do you
Gen.G.
actually want me to do that, Chan?
It's the trophy case.
Chan, are you innocently telling me that you want me to do
Maybe
this?
it's in there.
If you buy the Gen.G bundle, enough of you buy it, then the trophy appears.
There's a conspiracy here. They opened it so that, you know, T1 can smell the trophy and then like,
You're sending me money, this is why I'm doing it. Drop it. Holy. Guys, आज से मेरा watch
does
party
say
खत्म लग
stacks.
रहा है मेरे
How
को.
are you guys excited for this? Like, how excited are you? I
आज
mean, this
से
is the
मेरा
very
watch
first
party
time we're
खत्म
seeing
लग रहा है मेरे
Gen.G back on Korean soil since Shanghai. You know what?
Guys,
It wasn't even that long
my
ago.
watch
It's been what,
party
6 days,
access
7
is
days?
revoked
Yeah.
from
7
today.
days.
But I'll
It was
go-
all
I'll
for
go
the
back on Monday.
1,799 out of which I
We're just
will
on the
get
same flight, right? Going
Yeah.
7 days ago,
out
they
of
held that
which I
trophy
will
for
get
the very first time.
1,275
And they are
rupees.
back
It is
now,
because of that
going
my watch party access
straight
got revoked.
into stage 2. And T1, you know, they were saying it's a do or die for them, and they
Yeah.
definitely
Surya
made
bhai,
a
guys, I
statement.
love.
You want to make sure
Guys, I
they
love
make the
Matre.
champions.
Hey, wait,
I
we need
mean,
to post this on
Gen.G
Twitter.
had their time, but T1 is thinking like, I want my turn.
No, they certainly do, but they're very much aware of their mortality at the moment. As Data was saying, like, we can't afford to lose games. If we drop, you know, basically more than one, our playoffs, that could just be it. So they need to rack up as many wins as humanly possible, keep themselves in for playoffs, get as many championship points as they possibly can to try to qualify for champions and get to that next international event. The pressure is going to be on, and for T1, it's just, it doesn't get more difficult than this. Gen.G, yeah, they're fresh off the plane, but these are the reigning champions. This is the best team in the world at the moment, so this is a big battle for T1.
Yeah, at least for T1 specifically against Gen.G. We talked about.
By the way,
it
guys,
on
this is
the
my
tape.
Instagram. If you want to
Gen.G's
follow, guys,
coming
love you
in
too.
From, you know, an exhausting run at Shanghai, and there's just so many options, so
What
many
up,
things
Vishal?
right now
Vishal,
that could
क्या
go
बात
wrong
है,
for
Vishal?
Gen.G.
Yes,
They are
sir.
still catching up to get those championship points.
Well, we're gonna see what
Momishi,
happens in this
Momishi.
very first matchup.
Momishi
of
mast hai
stage
wo.
2.
Momishi
Day 2
mast hai.
against our
Surya bhai mast hai,
casters,
Momishi.
Chobra and Quack.
Thank you very much, Desk.
What up,
Yes,
Govind?
we are
मैं
kicking
मस्त
off
हूँ
day
भाई,
2
मैं मस्त
with
हूँ,
an
thank you.
absolute banger.
What up,
T1
Vishal?
versus Gen.G now. Obviously, two
Bro,
very
I
storied
literally
brands
did
in
it.
Korea, but
BLK
the story
gaya
has
sala.
flipped quite a bit, not just in Valorant, but actually across
Full time
multiple
stream,
games
कर
out
सकता
here
हूँ,
in Korea.
कर सकता हूँ. Bro, you guys
Gen.G
missed the
now
first 10 minutes of
absolutely
the
on
stream,
top.
bro.
All the different
You
games.
guys missed the
Gen.G
Badal
is just
Barsa of
ecstatic,
Lord
right?
Bathura.
I mean, they
Just
brought
letting
out
you
the
guys know.
trophy.
Just letting you
It's
guys know.
right
You guys missed the
there. I love
Badal
it. I
Barsa
love
of
it. They
Lord
draw
Bathura.
the aggro first, you know,
But-
to get you to buy the bundle, and then they
But-
bring out the
If map 1 gets completed in a single digit scoreline, matlab 13-1, 13-2, 13-3, 13-4, 13-5, 13-6, 13-7, 13-8 or 13-9, any team, I will do Badal Barsa Bijuli for you all again. I know it's a fan's request. I will do Badal once more again. I will do it, okay? Keep it in your mind and keep me in your hearts. But always make sure you have money in your wallets because that's all that matters in life. Motivational talks with Lord Bathura. हो गया. 3 में ज्ञान ना छोड़ो. चुपचाप मैच देखो. Love you too.
starting 5 for Split.
So this is
Alright, Gokul.
pretty interesting. I mean, already
See what is
picking
into
up
on
Split against a team like Gen.G says quite a bit. I think they have a bit of a
Sexy
game plan
twerk,
going
but
in.
shake
Of course,
little more.
Gen.G are sticking to the comforts. This is what they won against Team Heretics with. Like 13-3, that was a very, very strong showing. But T1 now, having studied that a little bit,
इधर ही रहता
this
ना
chamber,
कैमरा
do you
और
think
थोड़ा
it could
छोटा कर
like
लेते
change
इतना
things
बड़ा
up a little?
कैम
Well, here's there's two
Good
questions here. Because first of
इधर ही
all,
रहता ना chat
Saya,
cam.
the chamber meta is when he started to get a little bit quieter.
एक
right?
second,
He
एक
used to be
second,
an
एक second,
absolute
एक second.
menace on that
एक
jet,
second,
back
एक
when he was on
second.
the guard, and then the chamber
Why is
meta,
stacks
it was,
in
you know,
T1?
there were some ups and downs. However, what I do like from T1
Why is
is that
stacks
there were
in
big
T1?
questions from their performance at Shanghai on, oh, is Izu meant to be the new duelist now? You keep putting Saya on things like the Gecko and the Sage. Excurit now going onto things like the Sage. You're flexing
Why is
everybody
stacks
else
in T1?
around, and it seems like Izu
ये
just
कब
always
हुआ?
feels more comfortable on the
ये G
duelist.
WATCHPARTY
So
पोस्ट
now
ना
you
पोस्ट ना
keep
bro.
him on that role, see how much he can do on his
What?
own, just as that solo range.
PRX let
Coach
stacks
David did
go.
mention
Why?
that That's kind of the direction that they want to try to
Why?
head towards in. Pretty much similar agents, similar roles, but different direction, different looks, different vibes, and it
Why?
might be interesting, especially with Stacks
कैमरा
now
और ले तो
coming in
राजेश भाई
as
भाई
the
देख रहा
Sky,
हूँ
but
किधर आना है
then
नीचे
again,
आना है
right,
क्या
the
और
calling
भाई पूछ
still
रहा हूँ
mainly rests on X-Crit shoulders.
नहीं
Well, we'll
करते
have to see
ये
how
काफी है
that calling is able
ये
to
काफी
carry
है
forward against the likes of Munchkin. Now
ये
everyone's
काफी है ना
counting him as the best IGO in the world. I mean, he lifted the trophy. No argument
और
against
सूर्य
that one.
बाइलर काइस
Now T1
बाइलर
will be kicking off the attacking side against Gen.G, bringing out that single duelist in the Raze, but backing it up with a chamber in the forward
बिग्स बैक
side.
आवाज सुनाई दे रहा है मेरे को
So
कोरिया
that's
से बिग्स बैक
also
आवाज सुनाई
another
दे
thing
रहा है
that we might want to bring up is the Chamber versus Cypher, right? How does that play out against
Well,
automatic
they're-
like split?
it's good,
Right?
yeah,
Map
man.
control wise, it's going to be a little bit different because you're relying on how you want to attack, but that's why they are starting
Okay,
out on
they
the
set
attack
up the
and now
chamber
slowly
trap
moving
on B
towards
to
mid.
monitor the B push.
Yeah,
They
very
showed
interesting
presence
that
while
you're
Viper
already
is
keeping the
lurking up
screen
towards
here
A
in mid,
main.
but the lurk
Okay.
is still on A. So really just waiting to see, does Gen.G push out to clear out
Munchkin
information?
का
That's something that
position
Gen.G
बहुत
is very
vital है.
good at
Munch-
on reading
oh,
those
shit.
timings. Right now, T1 just wants to get
Shit, he got one?
a
Yep.
read on the
That's what I was
position
talking
here.
about.
Rob
But he did
is
not get
beating it
traded.
out, and that's a
Get
trade
traded,
from
very
Izu.
well
1
traded.
for 1, though. And now it's going to be no Viper on the side of Gen.G, but of course, no Omen for T1, so the smoke's already dwindled on both sides.
Yeah, it's a great exchange, a little bit damaging to either side, but at the same time, just a bit more control for T1. They're trying to wait to see if Gen.G wants to trade even further, so slowly moving up.
This is perfect for
How
them,
did he
right?
not
I
see
mean,
him?
it's all
How did he not see him?
Oh! They did have mid control, and yes, you
Hey,
split the
Chad,
numbers,
तुम लोग
but you
देखा ना
still
उसको?
have to hit the first shot, and Lakia continuing his performance right where he left off in Shanghai. Trying to really
Delhi में
establish
लाना,
himself
yeah.
as the Lakia of Valorant,
माता
as
रे
they say.
पैसा waste
30
करके.
seconds left.
I mean, the crosshair placement, Gen.G, they prepared, they're reading this. They knew T1 is kind of slowly inching up towards it. That's why every single player from Gen.G are holding these backwards positions alongside the crosshair placement.
This woman.
Texture, he shines in this position, and there's only
10
13
seconds left.
seconds. Yeah. Dwindling down, counting down. It's 1v1s. Izu, good move, and he's just buying time. He actually wins out against Texture.
Bro, Karen ने उस side गया था.
Favoring the rookie of T1.
Unlucky, bro.
Now it's a 3v3.
For the retakes. Bit of information already from Stacks. The rest of the team from Gen.G starting to rendezvous alongside Karon. I mean, they're going to have to make use of both Heaven as well as screens, right?
I mean, you have the space, you have to use it, but the big question is how are you able to buy time around Izu here? Karon just has to keep him tied up, so the main forces can go in, and it's perfect.
Good retake. Good
Karon
retake.
draws
Good
the
retake.
attention.
Akshay, welcome back
They
to the
win
Younger Squad.
2v2
Thank you so much
from
for the
Heaven,
sponsorship.
And at that point, there is just nothing Izu can do.
But लेकिन,
Views going over
I
to
don't know.
Gen.G, leading
अच्छा
1-0 in the pistol.
भाई बेचारा एक Karen इधर rotate करके चला गया कुछ
Drawing
देखने के लिए
outside of the
और
game
इसको
with that trophy,
unlucky दे.
and also trying it.
Oh,
in
thank you for the
game
20
with
again,
this
Achik Bhai.
retake.
Love you,
The
bro.
way that they executed
Love you,
it
baby.
was just
Thank
kind
you, thank you,
of
thank you. Love you,
typical
baby.
Gen.G
Love you,
stuff.
love you, love you.
Like Meteor peeking out the top of Heaven, they got that first frag, and the rest of them to follow through alongside it, and they don't miss a single beat. Every single part of this dance goes along with Gen.G's rhythm.
Yeah, I mean,
But
very
guys, Gen.G's aura, Gen.G's motive mindset coming into Split 2 must be huge, no? I mean, winning Masters, coming back. भाई insane huge होगा भाई.
Setup going over 2-way. T1 going to continue with some mid pressure a little bit fast with the shorty. Not going to connect onto the head. Munchkin will get the spray down. Takes a little damage. It's not going to be anything to worry about as he does get healed up by Lakia.
Perhaps just not fully anticipating Munchkin hiding inside that smoke, but nonetheless, it's going to be now Gen.G feeling a little bit more confident, right? They're bringing that confidence over from that Champions win.
Info
I mean,
taken.
they're moving forward now.
Info
trying to
taken, so
maintain
Cypher should
control,
genuinely
over
aggress towards
Garage,
A-main, try to clear it out.
mid
There you
as
go.
well,
Cypher
checking out
aggressing
for
towards
information.
A-main.
I will say, good on Stacks for making sure he equipped the right classic here. Had the T1 classic in hand. Don't want to make that mistake. I know. Sometimes habits die hard, but he is going to stick with the red. And now on this round, I mean, you don't have your Raze. It's all just classics. I mean, at this point, I would imagine that T1, you're better off trying to not use any utility that's going to cost you credits. Just do whatever damage you can with the classics and get by. And it's not going to be much damage at all, as it is a double team here. Lakia actually just getting all the kills himself, and that's a third for Lakia.
They should let Lakia
1
farm
point
this kill.
away already from his Seekers.
They should either let Lakia farm or Lakia should go and drop his Guardian to somebody else.
Pick off one head, okay, and that's a nice little win for T1. You know, as much damage as possible. This series,
6 bullets, Saya player left in a 1v3.
Right, means a lot for T1. If they can take down Gen.G, that would be huge. But of course, for now, it's just gonna be Gen.G.
Wait, Saya player ने और ले लिया क्या BUM वाला? पता ही नहीं. यार मेरे को लगा साया प्लेयर बोल रहा हूँ. मेरे को लगा लाकिया वीमन जा रहे वो और लेने. मैं तो पग में जाके और फार्म कर लेता वरना गार्डियन ड्रॉप करके जाके मर जाता क्योंकि ये चाहिए था मेरे को. अल्ट आ जाता मेरे को करके.
Stage 1 as well, working off of what they've already built up, slowly building the game plan for the long term. And sure, their foundations are great. I'm not taking anything away from that, but T1, they had so much tape. We gotta see something, and it has to start here on their buy round. Now with the 5 rifles, all full armor as well, so nothing to fear. And immediately Rossi wins an aggressive 1v1. Draws out the Trailblazer, so Gen.G has a bit of an idea that it is most likely the lurk, and Lakia is going to confirm that as well. This is huge information for Gen.G. They can start to shift their weight over towards the B side and mid. I do like that Karon doesn't fully commit, right? You're not seeing any other executes on B. So still just keeping his eye on Lakia.
Oh, okay.
Taking a bit of a journey.
Keep walking, Lakia. Please don't run.
All the way around. Now, we'll see if this actually works in their favor, because they're thinking that this is absolutely a B-side execute. But there's a lot of people in sewers.
No way!
William, Gen.G.
No way!
Oh, this is...
I don't know if they've lost the plot, and at the same time, Saya still
No
holding
way!
over the rush. That could be tricky. The rest of T1 now.
Now,
Off of Rossi's kill, this
PJ!
yeah, the saving grace is that most likely Saya dies to
Oh,
Lock.
so
You're right,
unlucky,
Lock is
bro.
going to see the rendezvous here. And so he should be able to make the call that, hey, something's fishy here. I haven't seen anybody. We're only hearing this one gun. Something's going on. Locky has to be ready for this, and he can't get it. This is absolute disaster
Yeah.
for Gen.G. All
Sure,
things
Gen.G.
pointing to a very, very clean round here for T1.
My goodness!
Bro.
Absolute mind games.
Save it, bro, Gen.G.
A
Save
double
it.
kill for a Saya player
What?
on the side of B.
Got one
while
way,
he
bro.
slowly clears his back and everything else. Now Gen.G, the rest of them, alongside two
Yaar,
Spectres,
bichara Gen.G unlucky
trying to
rahi.
go for the retake, but they gotta be very careful and decisive with how they want to peek this one. Those Spectres against the rifles, if you peek out heaven that way, nah, no way.
Yeah, I do like that they're slowly clearing out ramps, but
That's
at the
a
same time,
rifle.
yeah, T1, they've just given ramps over entirely. Should have heard that, and they're going to get the ping with the guiding light as well.
Rossi.
Oh, this is all eyes on
Good
this
brain
side. Though.
plays.
Nobody's
I
watching
mean, it's
screens.
just really unlucky, dude.
Gotta get those comms ready. You can't get too hungry for the kills here. That's gonna be clear with the two. You can't challenge this guy like it. The pinch comes in for Munchkin. He's looking to do whatever more damage he can. Defuse already too late. He cannot pick up a gun to
Unlucky,
continue the
Gen.G.
fight.
I don't know, but
T1
they didn't
looked
expect Lucky
to
to
be
go like
moving
that.
towards a
Unlucky,
flawless
no, to be
ends
honest.
in a very messy
Sad है
two
ना बच्चा?
remaining rifles in the third round.
क्योंकि
That is
हाँ वही बात
just
है ना.
dangerous.
Sad है.
It's getting my heart
Sad.
pumping, William. I mean, yes, the T1 walked away with that win for sure, right? But you got to consider the long-term implications of
Chat,
that.
predictions, and wait, who are we
Economy-wise,
supporting
now we're
today?
seeing stacks on
Who
the
you guys
Guardian.
supporting today?
It still damages them a little bit, and that's the best sort of possible scenario for Gen.G. They almost made that possible with the aim from Karan, with the misdirectional play, allowing for Munchkin to peek out of screens.
Wait, is
that way.
Munchkin playing on
Yeah,
stretch?
I mean,
Yes?
listen, if you got the flawless,
Munchkin's
suddenly the
stretch
snowball's
taking
absolutely
Rave.
in your favor. But now it's just back to square one. Whoever wins this one, it's got to be a quick escape here for T1.
Good
Izu
backup.
will get out. Doesn't take any damage either. The Trailblazer and Gen.G, they've been so good about this. This is something that they've been working on as they continue with their international performances. It's just clearing out and making sure that they have solid information. But
I'm
Saya
supporting you. The
creating
the
space
Gen.G
on his
Gen.G
own
है ना?
with the chamber.
Following that
Gen.G,
momentum
wait,
from the
everybody is
previous
rooting for
round,
Gen.G?
Very controlled, very
But तो movie
solid
कब आ रही है? मेरा
frags
movie
coming
भाई पता
through.
नहीं यार.
I mean,
Like,
this
I
is
need to get
Gen.G's
this.
textbook
Can't play
style, right? They
Stretch,
love
just
to go
really.
in,
हाँ,
go in
मतलब
for
that-
this
that only
early
much, Stretch
information
doesn't-
gathering stuff,
Yeah.
gathering
Just the
control
difference
over
is
Garage,
resolution,
maybe
I
taking the
think.
orb. But while they do that, they lose control in other parts of the map, and now Lakia wants to go in to confirm even further, but he takes damage, Will.
And now Saya player still just holding on to mid, and that's going to be the thorn. Okay, Munchkin going to get a free clear, but the perfect timing from T1. The pinch is right there.
Oh!
He denies it. Izu will still finally stabilize onto the kill onto Texture.
You did get
Things
that
are getting
kill,
a
but
little messy
what?
across both sides, but T1 comes out on top, 4-1 on the remaining members.
30
Meteor, you
seconds
have to save this
Spike
rifle.
planted.
You're already on the other side of the map.
Good recovery. And yeah, he's definitely going to be hanging on the other side. I mean, things just started to go a little
Why?
bit south once you start
What the hell
seeing
was that, bro?
T1 feeling this confident.
good though, not gonna
Saya
lie.
creeping upwards,
Yep,
trying to
done,
read the
that's
map,
it.
and at the same time dealing that
He
little
won
bit of damage
2-2.
that hurts Gen.G
Wait,
because
the
they start
whole
to try
chat
to fall
is for
back and the
Gen.G.
execute from
I
T1
think I'm
starts
gonna
to
go
come
for
in. Izu with that
what a flash
showstopper
I do,
definitely
macha.
shook things up.
Yeah, and then again,
Camera
the
is very
decisiveness of that call,
Camera
right,
is
was
very
once
bully.
you're already holding on to mid, you're
The monologue was so
prepared
good,
to
really good
execute.
activity.
Sure,
Thank you so
Saya
much, Sam.
gets
Thank
taken
you.
out from the
Thank
side,
you.
a little bit blindsided, but the game plan was already set in motion. And
और
T1
भी
looks
करेंगे.
to try to
और भी
take the
थोड़ा
lead
scripts
away.
लिखेंगे और भी
Still
करेंगे.
got the Seekers for the next round
मेरे
as
को नहीं
well.
लगा था इतना
Going
views
on a bit
जाएगा
of a
वो,
hunt
90
here
के
for a
कुछ गया.
couple of the
मतलब
members
सबसे
as they
sad
do
करो
have some
यार.
creds to spare, but nothing too crazy. Giving the respect, to the individuals on Gen.G. They'll always take a
तो share
1v1.
कर रहा है बेटा.
And
Fold
definitely
डालो,
looking for
डाल
some
सकता हूँ.
trades
क्या
too,
क्या
but
चीज़ का डालो?
still, yeah, Gen.G
What
is
should I
definitely
put
not a
for
team
that?
that you want to continue to hunt down, as we just saw from round number 3. But that said, I mean, what are you thinking, William? And this T1, the slightly new direction,
Nah,
Saya
one
player
crazy.
doing pretty darn good so far.
Yeah, that was where my eyes were on, right? I think it was very clear that Izu's gotten very comfortable on that duelist. That's where he feels the best. That's what he used to play back in Challengers Japan as well. But Saya going back to the chamber, how much does he remember from the old days? Obviously, once you get
Fold
the
डालो,
op,
डाल
you
देते हैं
always
भाई.
know his op is good
Oh.
for one.
You can't forget it.
Yeah,
It's
but,
in your muscle memory.
yeah, but we'll see if he can continue to create space on his own. Looks like the slow pacing has been favoring him. The barrel, he needs to watch out for it. He's hitting it very well so far, and just like that, Saya is going to get the Inkling. Bumps against each other, and that's an immediate fire off. Munchkin going down. The pillar
Thank you,
for
Akshay. Thank you
Gen.G
so
now
much,
fallen. Mid having to be given up. Lakia, he doesn't want to give it up just yet, though. Him and Texture are already here. They want to make sure that they at least get some information to work off of as Charon picks off the tail end against Excurit from B main.
I don't think that's something we expected at all. It's a good pick, but is it going to be enough? As Izu swaps back over, flicks on towards it. A good flash from Lakia to try to get his teammates some kind of safe cover, but then
Yeah, they're going towards A. That was the only one to do that. They can't cross towards Rams because they're laning info. So they need to know that everybody's towards CT only, because if they cross towards...
It's really tricky. Meteor has to stay alive. Pops off the cage, tries to play around elbow. Teammates already around screens. They're starting to watch for this. Izu pops off with flashbacks, and he swings for the double. A good spray. It's all down to Karen. Can't quite peek out against him as Izu.
Hey, what up, Draco? How you doing,
Let your
macha?
rookies play what they want
How you
to
doing,
play.
bro?
That's where
How's
they
your
feel most
cute colleague
comfortable.
doing?
I mean, I got a little bit concerned because he was slightly ahead of the rest of the team. His job was to basically try to open up the site because Seekers on both sides, you don't want to get delayed before the backup actually takes position. He finds the perfect timing, throws in the blast back to make sure that
he is playing on a different
crowd
resolution.
Oh,
He's playing, I think he's playing. See?
and Munchkin
He's actually playing on a
fires off
different
first.
resolution.
And Saya, I thought his barrel would show first indeed, but he's just a little bit quicker, just a bit more accurate on the first shot.
What up, Clint?
Now Izu leading
Hi,
the
Macha.
scoreboard in kills, leading his teammates.
Doesn't
Still
Saya
seemed
really
to
play on like a
kinda
very,
look for
very low kind
confirmation
of
on
a
his
table?
previous decisions when he was playing flex, but now, as that sole duelist, he has to be the spearhead for T1.
And he's starting to show that he can definitely do it too. A little bit sharp on it with that blast pack decision as well. But now, on to the next round. It feels like they're not just full-on aggressing into sites though, right? Well, I mean, for as much as this first half has gone, it's T1 slowly inching forward, slowly looking for some early picks, not giving Gen.G these trades.
But I love the read that T1 has right now indirectly, because so far, 3 rounds in a row, Saya's been
Sadly,
trying
they
to
aren't
create
coming
space
to Delhi,
alone
though.
in mid. And now they realize
Karke
Gen.G,
leke
they're not
aaya.
even checking it with
Please,
util. That means they have to be waiting for
karke
something,
leke
because this
aaya,
isn't a team
please.
that's just going to give up mid for free. No way, because we've been taking it for free through the means of Chamber. So now they're trying to hear the Trailblazer. They start to move away. They put the pressure with the fake smoke on B main, and now the execute prepared on the A site. However, the trademark cleared in mid, and Gen.G does have a good read.
Early dark cover just tries to
30 seconds
dissuade
Black
T1
Razer
from
Michael.
continuing down this ramp's path. They're just going to head up towards heaven instead. Walking through the toxic screen weakens them a little. It's a lot of noise.
Oi.
Munchkin definitely hears it.
Oh, this is...
Oh, what is this?
What?
Here's the thing, is that this is somewhat of a blind read. It's a good one,
Okay,
off
Karen.
of all the indirect information. 10 seconds.
Luckcast. Luckcast.
Good hit.
Lakia can literally do the funniest thing, bro.
Through, but then it's trade from Stacks. Karen has arrived on the scene in time, but he needs to buy more time for the rest of the team to arrive
Oh,
on
the
site.
blast pack!
What again with the blast pack? It throws Karen
But
off.
Izo
Now the
never
retake
uses his
3
blast
on
packs for
4.
himself,
Munchkin
bro. It's always
trying
to jiggle the
find
enemies, man.
any line of
I
sight,
think
but
he's using
T1
one
is
for
not
movement
giving
and he
it
has
to
like
him.
one for using it on
T1,
opponents or something like that, dude.
Decisive, just planting where it is safest.
Ooh.
Gets the
Raise
good spot
part
from
to
Izu as well. Now
Left
Saya's
to
going to have his
close,
crosshair
blast
straight. He
bar.
does get
Wait,
cleared
wait,
out,
wait.
and now it's going to be all 1v1s. The timing favoring Gen.G. Still a 2v2. Stacks and Izu. Stacks good for 1, and Izu down to a
Munchkin
1v1.
is known
You
for
just
these,
have to
bro.
play time.
Munchkin is
Stacks
known
has
for
been in
these.
positions before. Going against Munchkin. Munchkin has to hold at least that. He's got one shot, but Stacks will
Empty,
clear with a
bro.
3K as
Yeah,
T1
I'm
leads
lucky
4-2 on the attack.
What on
But you
earth was
destroyed whole
that
career
round?
of
I
Sulu.
mean, things went a little bit topsy-turvy, but it's T1
I just expected
making
it's better to
great
buy. Yeah, I just thought
rotations,
it's pretty good.
playing alongside how
It's pretty
Gen.G
good, though.
wants to
Draco,
operate
you gotta
on the
bring them
map,
to
where
Delhi,
they're
bro.
always going to go for that information,
You gotta bring them
trying
to
to hold
Delhi,
that
bro.
bound by bound, and
Draco,
with that,
come on, man.
T1
Do it for your
decides to
brother,
rotate
man.
through
Be
from
the
top
brother to
ramps,
the brother.
pass
So
Vez
that the brother
back
can
into
become a
B,
brother too.
and it leaves
Huh?
Gen.G on like a 2-on-4 as they try to hold down the site.
Yeah, and Stacks, again, not having to be the main IGL. We'll have to keep our eyes on what his performance looks like, but so far he's looking very comfy. Always there, good
Who is
for the
supporting
trades.
Gen.G at T1?
Sure, Excurit not
supporting
getting the frags
good
we're used to
Valorant.
seeing from him, but Izu picking up all the slack, 10 and 4
Nah, bro.
right
Loki
now.
want T1 to win.
Absolutely dominating.
Because who doesn't
There's
like
some
an
texture
underdog story
off of a
and like
whirlwind.
DRX,
We've
like
been watching all
benching
the boards so
Stacks?
far in 6
Nah,
rounds.
bro. DRX. Get ready, bro.
That's
Stacks is gonna
been
take
rough
revenge.
for Gen.G for now.
Stacks
4
is gonna
straight
take
rounds
revenge
for
for y'all.
T1. They've
But the
built
gangs
up
have
a little
got
bit of
just
that
others, bro.
ultimate bank, but is it going to be enough? Of course, this round's going to be a bit more of a save, and they're still kind of holding default. Gen.G not really doing too much, still trying to control mid like before.
Yo, I love the
Now
way
it's going
Saya
to be
player
Saya
is
trying
like
to
taking
push
so
A. It's
much.
a lot of variance on where Saya's able to put pressure. A lot of it relies on the chamber. Can Gen.G get the correct read? Lots of noise in mid. They're trying to see if there's a peek out of A.
Saya ka pick udhar bahut
Gen.G's
important
not
hai.
giving it to him. Finally, Saya gets spotted. Will get out alive.
This, I gotta say,
I like
looks
the
like a
reposition
very
of,
well-prepared T1
texture.
build. I
That's a
mean,
good
they're
reposition.
respecting Gen.G a lot, even on the thrifties, but they're not over-aggressing too much. In fact, they're kind of inviting Gen.G for these peaks, and that's where they strike them down.
Yeah, it's twos and twos, right? Chamber's the only one that's always walking
They were
around on
flash
his
left, they were
own,
smoking
going for
20
these
seconds,
lurks.
but
And
technically
sometimes it's
speaking,
with the operator ever since he's bought it.
And that makes sense because he has the rendezvous.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, obviously one of the safest agents to do it. And so T1 continuing to work the map. And that's not a phrase we would use very much for T1, but now the XU comes
Bro,
in.
if he gets
now,
a fractal kill again, I'm
once
done,
again,
bro.
it's 10 seconds on the clock. Iza will get the first kill, but they're not safe yet.
Oi!
Showstopper for a double for Texture.
Why, bro, if he had landed that nade, that round was theirs.
But boy, oh
Bro,
boy,
if
do they
Texture
make it
had
close.
the
So many of
time
these
to land
rounds.
that
The
nade,
explosions go off.
yes,
It is
Sriram,
a
I
little
replied
bit
to you,
close,
Macha.
but
Yes, it's a good
still,
skin.
very good reads, good calls, good executes as they hit onto the site. And like you mentioned before, Will, it happens because of Izu. I mean, look at that. A little bit of a spray control, spray transfer. That stray bullet actually tagged a bit of a wall bang onto Stax's head.
If he had
On his
time, bro, if
opponent's
Texture
head,
had time
and
to
Stax
put
collects
that
the kill,
nade
but
in,
the
it would
rest
have
of
been a
it into
different
the
thing
site.
altogether,
I
bro.
mean, this is
But
just
yeah,
how,
technically that
T1
pillar
wants to
kill, both
play,
of them would
even
have
though they
died
got
still
hit by
even
that
after the
full
nade.
paranoia from Karon.
Yeah, now it's another 3-1-1. I mean, Gen.G.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, going for these passive plays with the trap wires, it's not really getting them the information they want. Now, Texture
Bro, what
is going
are
to try
these
to
on
answer back
stream,
with his
bro?
own op. They've already cleared a lot
Bro,
of
do you guys
angles.
see that also,
So you
or
know
only I
that
am
this
seeing it?
cannot be the
What is
main
it that I'm
course, right?
seeing,
There
bro?
has to be
Kya
some
hai wo
form of
cheez?
lurk out here because there's no utility to answering back. There's no peek to check. And T1, Rossi just needs to stay alive. That's his job. The moment he peeks, we've seen what Texture can do on some of these flicks.
On a set? Oh, yeah. We've seen those.
It is oftentimes to the right side, so we'll have to keep our eye on here on the map. And this time it's to the other side, but Saya trying to clear out the trip. Actually gets it.
My God. I mean, it seems like a small thing, but it's so much pressure against Gen.G, who wants to play off of information. Now
Rossi!
they have the ad
Rossi!
base.
Rossi!
Along that Trailblazer. Rossi, though, taking down
Lakia
Texture.
can actually
No
turn this
operator
round
for
around.
Gen.G.
Really just waiting for the reactions across the map.
भाई ये क्या चीज है भाई मैं chat में banned भी हूँ कुछ बोल भी नहीं पाऊंगा.
Izu has been spotted, but it's too many targets as T1 just absolutely swarmed the site. Paranoia will get dodged by one of the members. Stax still has his vision. He peeks out on the wide swing, takes down Meteor, and it's just Karon. He's done some crazy things before, but not today. As T1 get yet another round on their attacking half here on Split.
6 rounds in a row, Will.
मेरे को
This is
legit
not
irritate हो रहा है,
how
bro.
I expected
वो
things to
emojis
go
देख
when
के.
we're looking at Gen.G.
ये क्या
the
bro
defending
मैं chat
champions
में banned
against
भी हूँ भाई
T1.
बोल भी नहीं
I
सकता
mean,
नको करो
what
करके.
a way to kick things off. They might have lost the pistol, they might have lost a subsequent round, but as they continue off with their full lives, they are reading things. They lost
क्या
Sia, when
चीज?
Rossi picks up that
YouTube
frag
में
against
देखूंगा,
Texture,
YouTube
they
में
press
quality
that
यही
go
आता है
button, and
रे.
Gen.G finds a tough time trying to retake.
Yeah, and just that round, again, was a great exemplification of how these teams are operating across the map. So you're not seeing, any answer back from A. You want to peek out mid, but if you peek out dry, it's been rough because you don't know who's out there. So you peek out with the Trailblazer, now it's a trade set up. But Rossi, on that timing, you know that 2 people committed over on mid. That means at best it's probably a 1v1 because who was it initially that got the guiding light on A? It was the Sky. So now you know they were mid. So now you know they probably sent somebody up over on A main. It's all of this really info digesting across both teams, and I'm actually really proud of T1 for doing this consistently across the rounds because Gen.G, they've proven it. They've proven it to the entire world that they're very good at this. But T1, they are doing very well on their pick so far here on Split.
And that's why I do believe
There was a
this
copy
timeout is
pasta
good for
going there
Gen.G.
in chat.
What we haven't seen
There
much
was
from
a
them
copy. Bro,
is
Sriram,
something more
I'm
active.
legit
So far,
genuinely
Gen.G has
telling
been
you,
pretty
bro.
passive with
You're
how they wanna
asking
gather
me
information,
comparison
holding
between
these
sambar and
angles,
biryani.
watching for any pushes or anything.
How
that
will I
T1
tell
wants to
you,
do,
bro?
and that's
Whatever
where
you
Silent
like,
Player
you
might
buy, bro.
punish
At
them.
the end
That's
of the
where
day, it's
Rossi
your
might
luxury,
punish
bro.
them
It's a
sometimes.
luxury item
Now
that you're
off of this
liking and
timeout,
buying
I'm
it.
curious what their
It
game
has
plan
no
is. We've got a
value
Bucky and a
outside the
Guardian in
game.
their hands.
I've learned this after spending so
What
much
they
money
do
in the game.
with those weapons. Very, very conditional weapons at that.
Please buy Macham.
Lakia going to be positioned up front. Now with this one way, surely with the way they've been playing, there's just no way that T1's going to clear that blind. The Outlaw
जो
now
tournament
going for
जीतेगा
a bit
उनका
of
क्या
a
होगा?
value
वो
purchase
master
for
जाएंगे?
T1, knowing the econ situation of Gen.G. Still have the tour de force for the upcoming round
is that
as
Outlaw?
well.
Oh, yeah, it's an Outlaw.
Mr. Commitment needed just yet. I don't think they've actually got sight of each other as that screen has gone up. Noise being made. Don't think Gen.G would have heard that.
Just so much of that push and pull. I mean, even if they might have heard that noise, Saya's still here to watch some of these shots. Fired off that first Outlaw round, though. Now he's in danger for the reload.
Yeah,
Instantly
boy.
takes out Texture and then rendezvous away.
And then
What
Roxy.
a steal!
He's
He's
there.
back in!
Yeah, he's there for the trade.
Bro, why do I
Gets
feel
right
like
back
T1
into
just
it.
has
The
like an
calls
instant read on
are
about
there for
everything that's going
T1.
on?
Forget what's been going on so far, because this time they are an
It's just like
absolute
T1 are reading them
single
like a
unit moving
book.
together across the
They know
map.
what they
You
should
still have
do.
that lurking
And Saya
stacks as
player
well.
giving
Lurking Sky. You got Saya.
Saya player is giving out so much impact, bro. So much impact with
First
all the
one,
plays that he's been
second
doing.
shot fired up.
Bro, Saya's been giving so much impact from around the corners, dude.
Yeah, only has a Bucky in hand.
And Easy wants this kill. They're just setting
Master
it up for him
Knight
as well
champion.
as he is
Master
getting
champion.
closer
Master
to his
champion.
showstopper. Well, he'll get the old point one way or the other, and Saya will get to pad his stats on top of it. So T1 okay with how that round finishes. 7-2.
What up, Nixa?
Sure,
How
it's
you
their
doing?
map pick, Quack,
I was
but
not racist,
on
dude.
the attacking
क्या
side
कान किया जो
against
बैन हुआ
the
लकी
current
भाई
champions
वो जो कॉपी
internationally
पास्ता
coming
जाते
off
हैं
of
ना
Master Shanghai.
ये
I mean,
Yarminder
you can say
Sharma
that
was
their
an
schedule is
esports player
brutal
from
and
India
whatnot, but one of their
working in
biggest
Tubelight
strengths is that
factory
they
ऐसा
know how to
कुछ था
train,
भाई
they know how to react
सब मार रहे
to the
थे
information they
मैं
gather
भी
on the
मस्ती
map.
मजाक
Right
में
now,
कॉपी
T1
करके
is
पेस्ट कर
running
दिया उस
laps
दिन से
around it.
बैंड हूं मैं
They're
पता ही
not
नहीं क्यों।
letting them trade, Will. I don't know what else to say. I mean,
बहुत
you're
irritated
looking at
है
how
यार ये
Gen.G
बैंड।
wants to fight, how they want to play. They're trying to peek out, but every time they do so, they get shut down. In fact, it's T1 who has these trades set up. Now on to the next round, and we're looking at Garage again.
Wait, what if we can nade him out?
Now, as there is no further response to
Hey,
one
did
lane
they
set
hear?
up
They
for
would have heard
Gen.G.
him for
That's
sure,
gonna
no?
allow them to empty it if they so choose, and still know that T1 most likely will have to use
They would have heard
util
them
to
for
try to
sure, no?
re-clear that,
Okay.
getting them some information.
You're more
as the
noticeable in
operator
chat also.
holds mid. And it looks like Lakia might want to go on a timing check with one of his utility, maybe around
Don't
the
become
1
a
minute mark.
fatist, bro.
I do wonder if that operator down mid is something that Gen.G has been looking for now, because mid has been what T1 is using to slip through their defenses. A bit of suppressive fire.
Yeah, well, with that Trailblazer being cleared so aggressively out of the smoke by Lakia, you saw on the minimap, T1 backs off right away. They realize, okay, something's up. Nobody
Let's
just,
not go mid, yeah.
Yeah, nobody dry peeks out of the smoke just to clear a Trailblazer. You're hiding something. And so now they will group up as you already have
though.
ramps control.
Yeah, that's that little weakness in Gen.G's armor too. A push and pull everywhere. If T1
now
knows
they know.
Gen.G's hiding something up their sleeves around mid, they're going to push another part of the map. A-Ramps is that spot right now. 30 seconds left. It takes a lot of time, but at the same time, not a lot of defenses for Gen.G right here.
no.
You've got Munchkin with the pit. Is that going to be
No
enough?
way.
You've got the trips, and it works out
No
well for
way,
Gen.G. Munchkin lands the
no
shot
way,
through.
bro.
But
No
here we
time
go.
left.
You still have ramps and having to look out
They
for.
have no time
T1
left.
Could infiltrate from
10
behind.
Seconds, you can't go.
Are they trying to go through?
No, you
vents?
can't. You just can't. They're going to have to
Save.
save.
Okay.
They're going to choose where to save because you don't want to get stuck around the pit. I think they realize they just wanted to make sure they cleared their backs to make sure that they don't get all taken out from vents. And accepting the
Copy
fact that
paste
you were
करने से
running the
पहले
clock
line
down
भी
so many of these
skip
times,
किया
and
था। Second
finally
account बना के
invites them back
Wow.
right at the ankles.
नहीं रे, वो सब नहीं।
T1 will have
I'm
to
a
give
creator
over that
of the
round to
community, bro.
Gen.G. Now, one
I
of
just feel
the
ashamed,
misses
dude.
there was that the tripwire pretty far forward.
I
and the
genuinely
Phoenix
just feel
goes a little
ashamed
too
with that.
deep. Not able to clear it, and Izu gets caught
Yeah,
right as
around
he
you.
flies through the Viper's pit.
I gotta
कहाँ से
say, I
कौन
mean,
बैन
this
है?
is just
मैं
exceptionally
Twitch chat से बैन हूँ।
entertaining match right now. T1 is like a cautious fighter, throwing some slight jabs, some looks at their opponents who are, you know, to be said,
बैन
they're
होकर भी
defending
क्या?
champions. They're
5
huge,
महीना
they're
होगा।
big,
3
they're
महीना 4
really
महीना
strong.
होगा।
And T1 wants to be very careful about
I
this.
want to see this duel. Saya player
The
versus
up.
texture with the op. Yup, I want to see it.
Noise trying to draw the aggro over towards that side, and it works perfectly.
This is what I wanna
the
see, bro.
bait and switch. Texture will find the
That's a
headline,
nice trade.
but it's an answer back. Rossi, he's had Saya's back so many of these rounds. Wow. Dwindles
बहुत
the numbers
irritating लग रहा है भाई
down.
इस पे हम।
Now without a raise, a lot of delay utility also taken out from the side of Gen.G in the form of the paint shells.
ये emoji वाला बहुत।
T1 gonna start to put the pressure in. Rossi for now, not taking any aggressive space in mid just yet. As Gen.G
मतलब भाई कैसे
able to shift
160
their
watching
weight. Still
120
got
likes हो
safer
रही
setups
अरे
on
कोई
A.
बात नहीं यार
Gen.G,
हो
no
जाएंगे।
reason to move. They haven't
Chat,
spotted anything
like
on
कर दो।
cams. You're not spotting anything from vents. You know this has to be a B hit.
And that's such a good read from Gen.G as well. Keeping the weight on B.
Oh, you don't expect
A little
that?
bit of pressure towards mid
No
too, but
way.
what a way to hold the off angle just
Wait, but
around
Lakia
the
put a
edge of
flash.
the smoke. Karen firing off as well.
Rossi, 3K.
finding those trades pretty damn good for it so far. But now he's
the
up to
Oh,
tries to flick onwards, but Munchkin
NT,
just
bro,
shuts
I
him
legit
down.
thought he got it,
Oh
bro.
man, had he got that, what a moment it would be for T1. I mean, as
Bro, I
they said on the
legit thought he
desk,
got it, bro.
Rossi has been doing everything
Option
for
नहीं
T1
है,
from
क्या
stage
setting
1
नहीं है,
onwards,
emoticon
even
off
going
करने
over
के लिए.
to Shanghai. So I don't think you can take that away from him, but at the end of the day, again, you have the initial trades, but Gen.G, they've started to work a little bit more actively around the Cypher setups, not using it as kill trips, but more so, okay, once we get trades elsewhere, we can now use this for information, shift our weight, and lock you with an excellent curveball outside of the smoke. You usually expect them to be hiding inside of it.
Let's play.
It's a good call.
Yeah, in terms of the macro game, I mean, the decisions from Gen.G as well, it just looks incredibly good right now, and they're starting to get proactive with this, holding different angles, swapping out the positions, Karen getting that initial kill, and then
I
Texture
swear,
holding
bro.
the angle up around A.
Yeah, so what we're seeing Gen.G start to do is they're using a lot of these smokes to create these angles, right? Earlier, Lakia tries to peek under the smoke. This time, Karon above his own smoke, or above his opponent's, rather, from the box. And now they know that T1 likes to peek across the map, so Gen.G's been waiting for that timing. Rossi spotted. Has to push away, but Lakia's coming in from the side.
What?
There's the shrouded step, trying for the bait and switch, but Lakia, he will not fall for it. He will hold his ground. He's gonna get out alive.
Oh, what a big swing. Then that has wobbled T1. Gen.G knows they have the numbers now, and they're looking for the knockout blow as we end the first
Gen.G
half.
the back now, yup.
5-7, Will. It's a flawless round from Gen.G.
And I just want to apologize to all the T1 fans out
Chat,
there.
are they still playing on like the previous patch? Or are they playing on like the previous patch or what scene? Bings by arena में होगा ना, होगा तो दिखाएंगे अभी.
Yeah, now it's not looking.
Bings by किधर है?
It was. We got some Gen.G fans
Bunks
bringing up the
है किधर?
wingman to make sure that Gen.G wins. Meanwhile, T1 fans, we've got some artists in the
Bunks
house.
किधर है?
Always gotta love the art here.
Yeah, there's some crazy good art. But now, obviously, is sure T1 looked a
Try the chat reading, bro. I can't, bro. I am banned from chat, re baba.
of easy information, a little of trap play.
You see, क्या you see this with it,
Can hold the angles that you're not used to watching out for. And once he gets the operator, it is going to be a tough job for Gen.G to try to push him out.
Cuties देख रहे होंगे
Really,
Bings
really
by
strong, but at the same time,
दिख
you
रहा है
don't
क्या?
want to
दिख गया मेरे को Bings by.
Gen.G. I
ये
mean, I
लोग
really do
ये Bings by
wonder
है.
if frags
Bings
are
by
going to be
देखे
enough,
मेरे को Bings by.
because that's the thing about having a chamber, right? This entire first half has been T1 slowly inching forward, not giving
But
Gen.G
now I think with the chamber they might have a. Ooh. I think with chamber they might have a few setbacks. They might
The pistol, it's not going to be as easy,
have a
right?
few
I mean, on that
setbacks.
chamber,
I'm
you're
not sure,
really
but they
relying on the
might
frags
have a
off
few
of that
setbacks.
rendezvous. Now just
Amit
piling
bhai
all
ने
of
जो
his
डाला वो
credits.
वाला करना.
Of course, into the headhunter. So Saya really relying
I
on his
can't,
shots
dude.
here in the pistol round.
I'm back from chat, bro.
Trademark will be hiding, trying to delay on the site, and that's going to be a setup for Izu, who most of his job will be
Chat
to wait. So
appearance.
A side, for
Celebrations.
T1, it's just if the execute happens, we wait, and then we pick them off one by one from a pinch on heaven and the site.
Okay.
And for now,
अभी
it
नहीं
is
आएगा
going to be
क्या?
an execute onto A. Double blast pad quickly onto ramps. Saya's ready for it.
Birthday stream देख के आऊँगा.
Waits
किसका
for the
birthday
screen
है
to go
आज?
down, but it's too many members. I don't know if he's going to be ready for this. So the cage comes out as well, and they just absolutely juke him out mid completely.
But there are
It's a
3
quick
people in B
pinch.
though.
Now Gen.G, they have the space, but if you wait
There
here,
are
you
3
give
in
time
B
for
though.
T1 for the rotate. So it's going to be continued pressure with the Trailblazer.
Oh man,
It's a good snake bite, being prepped for B main, but Rossi, he's not going to have the time for it. It's a jump.
Oh!
Stacks gets 2, holds his ground. And now it's a pinch, a crossfire here for T1, but Meteor.
how did-
his
bro,
crosshairs are
bro,
trained.
they were
The classic good for 3.
he holds it down.
Look at the
Now
spike.
back to a 2-on-2.
Look at the spike.
Lakio's a little
Look
bit
at the
low.
spike.
What is T1's game plan? The spike has been dropped around the site. They're trying to listen for any cues for them to go through.
Saya's
At the
waiting
same
for the
time,
push
though,
out.
gotta keep in mind,
He knows.
Izu is right behind. Saya holds down the angle, gets the frag. Lakia
There
down
are-
to 21
bro,
HP,
how-
tries to
bro,
swing around, but
how
Saya
does-
knows.
bro,
You said
How
it.
does Saya
Yeah, and
read
so
these,
Izu
dude?
going for the flank. So
Yeah.
Saya, he doesn't want to peek out on his own. So you just say, hey, if you push me, you die. If you go for the spike, you die, right? So otherwise,
How does
you're
he
just gonna have
read
to wait,
these,
and
dude?
then
This is like
we'll
the
have
second
a
time,
pitch
dude.
onto the
Remember
site.
that B-main
Of
round?
course, the pistol's
Where
going
like
to be all
Lakia
the
went all the
easier
way
here
from spawn?
for Saya
That
player.
one also correctly, like when he's coming, I think he has some
Ready
sense.
and
Like,
quick,
hey,
jump
पीछे
out of the
देखो.
smoke. I mean, the
Hey,
number
I'm
of
gonna
times
come
Seth
पीछे
playing
देखो.
against Rex, he's going to be ready for a move like that. You can't do that against the likes of Stacks.
Good
Nice,
shot.
Saya.
True. And Stack says it. I mean,
What was that read exactly, bro?
stuff. Both sides, both players. And not only that, the pop flash as well to save his team. I mean, Meteor managed to work against that, but still damage was done. Now on to the next round. We got some Bulldogs, judges, a Marshall for Saya, and they're trying their best to hold down these lines of sight.
Yeah, Rossi's crosshairs a little bit high on the initial setup, but of course with the Bulldog, you're gonna have that 3-round burst if you scope in. We'll see what his adjustments are. Trying to wait, trying to catch sight. The Trailblazers gets the information, and that's an easy kill for Excurate. Couldn't have been any smoother. Rossi ready for the reaction over on B main. Sure, he gets taken down, but the weapon not recoverable for Karon. He's trying to fake him out to it, but it's still dropped above the box, so Stax will pick that up. And Izu, the running gun here with the Spectre. You've heard the judge earlier, and now it's here in the smoke, waiting.
कोच बता रहा है उसको कोच का माइक ऑन है वाह भाई वाह
कोच
का माइक ऑन है वाह भाई
value lost on their investment on that
भाई
I mean, you can tell there's
अगर
a
ये
lot
लोग
of thought
13-5
put
या
into
कुछ
this
जीत गए तो मेरे को
entire
वापस
map,
करना पड़ेगा बे
even for T1. These weapon buys, they're not, you know, random or just something that they
ए
do
चैट
based
को
on
याद
how
ही
they
नहीं
feel.
होगा
This
शायद
judge is
तुमको याद ही
specifically
नहीं है ना
meant
जो
to
मैं बोला हूँ
control, you know,
अगर याद
areas
होता
like
तो अलग बात है
Mailerman,
याद ही
even
नहीं है
down to that
तो
last
मैं बोला
kill, the off angle towards Garage. The Bulldog watching Garage as well. T1 has planned for this.
Oh, Gen.G, triple Guardian. Boy, they love that weapon. I tell you that, led them to an absolute international trophy. We'll see if he can work the magic again. Texture tries to get a tag. Excurate safe for now, but he can't get out. Will use his Shrouded Step. Took a big hit. Now at 70 HP with a judge. He still has to hold close. No option there.
Oh, Saya!
Trying to use
Saya!
the map to their advantages. T1 with the shorter weapon. Saya not overcommitting, and this is something that is
That's
great
all the
to see
information
from
that they
Saya, but
needed,
one of
bro. Look at the
criticisms
rotations
of
coming in.
Saya
By
is that
rotations,
he
they
would greed for this
rotations
kill.
they
He
go.
felt like he had
They
to
left
be
Omen
prepared
up
to
front
make the
towards
difference.
Amen with the
But
smoke
now
coming
he
in
knows,
because
alright,
Saya
got the
players spot the
information, I
Viper.
can still
The Viper's
read
obviously
here
lurking
with
because they have a
you know,
second
one stop
controller Omen,
cooldown.
which is much more
Still the
powerful when
support
entering
from
sites.
Stax as well.
They let
Stax
Viper
making
lurk because they have a
both
chamber
the
going on
cheap
with them,
and
using
the
them as a
Raze
second
very
duelist.
comfy in the
भाई
angles they
समझ रहे हैं
hold.
तुम लोग
Look
समझ
how
रहे
busy he is
हो
on the
या
map.
ज्ञान ना
He is
चोर तो
just
सॉरी
running from site to site.
Constantly trying to retrieve information, trying to find the best
ईश्वर
spot,
भाई
trying to
तभी से
figure
बात
out where
करो
Gen.G is about to strike.
Oh, but the read is wrong. The trademark, not going to get the tag until just now. It's Saya player. He's all alone. Has to switch to the headhunter. He has to get a kill if he wants to stay alive. The paint shell's already knocked him down too much, but he will get at least one. Dwindles the numbers just a bit as the tags come in right on time for Texture. Can he get more than one? No, he will get shut down. The trade from Karon over on the site. 3 versus 2. Meteor brings it down to only one remaining member with the sole judge. Does have a rifle up top. Doesn't mind making the noise.
3
He wants to
bullets
get
and
whatever
3
value he
people.
can. Excure it. Doesn't have to IGL anymore. See if he can focus back in on
Oh,
some of these
actually has the
frags.
IGL? Oh!
Trying to do a bit more economic damage because otherwise Gen.G coming out with the Vandal and the Phantom still in hand should be able to continue that
जान दो
snowball.
भाई काम का है भाई छोड़ो
The
यार
way his
ये
mind thinks,
ये
so
Razer एक
diligent
hater
in
है
clearing every little corner, every little bit, trying to get as much as he can, squeeze as much as he can out of this round. But that said, Gen.G will press
if
forward
Gen.G wins this round
and fight back.
Yeah, and right as Cypher says, Gen.G knows
till
more
what
than
time
they knew
stream
before.
don't know, bro
You know, they're
7,
really
7:30.
stacking on that information. That's where they do shine. I mean, that's,
7:30.
again, it's not like Gen.G, their games are always the cleanest, right? I mean, even in that grand final, goes to the very last map. But it's what they do with the information they get. It's how they adapt round to round, map to map. That
Chad,
absolute diligence and
if-
determination that we've seen
नहीं, actually,
year long. Can T1 outlast that power? That's the big question now.
if
as
Gen.G
T1
wins
still
this
3
round
rounds away
Siddhartha
from match
Koma in
point.
chat will do
It's all
100
these
gifted
tiny
love you
movements
Koma
too. I think T1
Love
a
you.
little bit frantic on that previous round as they kind of tried to rotate over. Gen.G were just able to get the read onto the rotation for B site where Saya was alone. So now things are going to have to be a little bit different for T1. They have to control the map a little bit sharper and better. This time just holding the angles. The Trailblazer does not find Saya.
And Saya's just going to be hiding out with the operator. Now wants to re-clear mid. Izu's job is going to be, if it's going to be a fast hit through vents, he needs to slow things down before Saya feels the need to have to peek out, because that would be a very risky position for him.
Excurate though?
Yeah, just hiding out on that east side. Has to back off, but Saya trying to
Unlucky,
reposition
hit the
off
wall.
the line. Izu's here for
Nice
the trade.
trades.
Plays it safe, gets out with his life. Lakia took a huge hit as well, down to 35 HP, but the trademark, it's not going to get the ping anymore, Izu. You're not safe here on Heaven. A site taken over. Excurate, where can he reposition to? using the smokes to mask his position.
30 seconds
Goes
left.
inside, the pop flash, the check is good from Lakia. Paranoia, which way is it? Execure, you're surrounded. Can you get the wins? The toxic screen, it's absolutely...
How was he alive for such a long time,
Meteor will
bichara?
pick it up with the classic.
Bro, he was trying so
Great way to pick
hard,
things off.
dude.
Rossi tries to get a little bit more space, but ultimately denied.
10
This is going to have to be a save for T1 now as Stacks hides away over in mailroom. I mean, Gen.G
Hey, Kumma, thank you for the
pushing
100
forward
gifted.
onto the site. They figured out where it hurts for T1, and they just
Give me
keep
my first
on
Vandal skin.
pressing.
Nah, bro, I'm not.
And the
मतलब
guiding
जरूर
lights from
थोड़े
Lakia,
दिन में
not
कर
just
सकता
in
हूँ
this
भाई. अभी
round,
तो
but
फिलहाल
actually
तो
throughout
नहीं है.
this map. They've been
No ads on my
so
stream, boys.
pristine. I mean, the timing and where he chooses to use it. For instance, you know, in the beginning of this round, he sends it deep into mail, so that the only thing it can check is if someone's hiding in that corner, right? It's not going to check anyone in B Heaven. It's not checking anybody in vents. It's only checking that little square, and then he pop flashes into the smoke. Things like that, where you're seeing getting rid of all the curveballs, all the jokers that T1 could try to throw at us, and that's the information we work off of.
Guys, chat.
Great
मेरे को 1
initiative
second
from the
दोगे?
initiator of Gen.G. As they now get a 7th round win.
भाई
They
1
will
second
make
रुको
sure
मैं
that
बाहर
the
जाके देख के आ जाओ क्या
operator
खाना
is
बन
picked
गया
up
कि
here
नहीं.
for the
बहुत
side
भूख
of
लगी है.
T1. Still carries that over.
चलेगा
That's a
तुम लोग
big
को.
one.
बाहर जाके फटाक से
I
देख के
mean,
आ
just
जाता हूँ.
thinking about in terms of the game plan
चलेगा
too,
तुम
right?
लोग को.
Apart from Lakia just nailing this map and figuring out how to
चलेगा
work off
चेक.
its utility,
फटाक से
being
देख के
very
आते हैं.
careful and diligent this time along that side, alongside that guiding light. It's Gen.G taking control over mid.
बहुत भूख लगी
Gen.G trying to push and make T1 feel uncomfortable in some of their positions. I mean, that's why, you know, Saya just unexpectedly got taken out. Izu, although he got the trade, wasn't able to, you know, do all too much off of it.
And this is where you start to see the big difference between the Cypher and the Chamber as well, right? Because, yeah, you might have the operator, but you have to be able to get the kills. And so Gen.G, they get into sites for free right now. Texture goes all the way above, but they haven't quite cleared Rossi. He will get one, but Texture opens up the site. They've already got the crossfire. He's trained onto it, but the high-low, Izu good with the Sheriff. And Meteor will cover the flank. There is an operator on the side of T1. Do they want to go for this retake? See if they can maybe pick up any weapons. Oh, clean shot from Saya, but no rifles, easily recoverable.
Still a big pickup nonetheless. Gen.G continues to peek out.
I mean, Lakia, yes,
What
you
are you
got
doing?
it. You won the duel the last round, but you can't keep testing your luck like that. Now Munchkin all alone. The spike still hadn't been planted just yet. But Gen.G knew they were surrounded. 3v1. Munchkin, the IGL,
Munchkin wins these, bro.
been in this position so many times for
Munchkin actually
Gen.G
wins this, bro.
to pull the rabbit out of the hat. 30 seconds to do it.
T1 knows they don't have to do anything.
30 seconds left.
There's absolutely no need. Uh-oh. The guiding light, and now they know he hasn't stuck it, so they will wait another 20
Munchkin
seconds.
actually wins
That's
these,
the
bro,
second
not gonna
tap.
lie.
You know you still have more time. There's the jump, and there is the perfect timing. It's actually Stacks who will pick it up, putting him 2 points away from the Seekers. And the rifle upgrades come across the
Hey,
board
what are
for
the
T1.
stats of these
I
two?
mean, painful. Of all the rounds to kind of hand over to T1, it's the one where they're on a bit of a thrifty. I mean, T1 just smart stuff with Rossi playing inside of that smoke, but ultimately it was Saya player and this operator, because back then they still had the numbers. Once Saya got the pick onto Meteor and then Lakia, it just turns things around.
It's a rough one, because here's the thing, Gen.G, not planting was the right choice, because you know
Actually,
they've already surrounded you, but
it's
it's an operator. What more can you do? Lakia tests his luck.
I mean, it's 7-10.
Sorry क्यों बोल रहे हो आप भूखे
the
रहे तो
rounds right
तबीयत
now.
खराब होगी तबीयत खराब हो तो डेली
T1
में
trying to
टेक
still inch ahead.
Lovely,
That's
man.
what's important for them. See
Go
if they can
perfect
get to
read
that
करते
map
हैं.
point and maybe even finish
Time
off
to
their
order,
pick here
boys.
on
Time
Split
to order
with a
food.
victory.
Everyone's pretty close to their ultimates right now as well. T1 still trying to hold down their defenses on the sites. Gen.G trying to split them up.
Oh, Texture, trained for it. There's the showstopper, not missing a single beat.
Niche,
Does he
Niche,
check right under?
bro!
No, there's an opportunity here for Stacks, and he does get the oh my gosh, I was holding my words right there to the very end. Texture sure trades it out. But the site not entirely opened up just
Barrel
yet.
dicker,
Rossi,
Rossi.
he
Barrel
spots the
dicker,
barrel.
Rossi.
He wants the kills. He's gonna keep up the move.
Bro, what
and
is
Jared is there
what
for
is
the support.
happening,
and
bro?
once
What
again,
is
it's
happening?
a 3v1.
What is happening?
This time the rookie of Gen.G. But experience in spades across the world as he tries to prove himself as one of the best once again here at Pacific. Reposition with the Shrouded Step, trying to isolate the angles. Tries to get one. He gets one. Rossi low, down to 46 HP. The smoke to make sure that it's only one angle. The reposition. Gears are turning for Caron.
They're surrounding him.
He's waiting for it. He's banking on the fact that they have to funnel in from one side towards the spike. He'll clear the other angle first, and he'll wait. Just believes that it's going to be.
He has a paranoia.
He can't check the spike.
Bro, he has the paranoia.
He knows they actually coming from the same direction.
Oh my god!
And T1,
He sends a flash.
Bamboozled. Paranoia sent. Has to just play for time, and now Caron will not.
Oh!
And it's going to be Caron, the absolute power rookie of the world, bringing on the 8th round win.
You monster!
By the way, guys,
Just
a ranked
the
player.
deliverer of death
Ranked
carries
player
them
tha
over
Karen.
the
A few
river
months ago,
and sends
he
them
was
down to hell.
nothing but a
1v3
ranked
was
player.
an unwinnable scenario, and he just
भाई ये
isolates the angle.
क्या था
Laser
यार?
on his
Stacks
throat
तो
so
होते
carefully,
करके से
so
उसको.
smart, so good.
My
What a
God.
monster. I mean, the absolute decisiveness that he has in the repositions, the double
Oh my God, dude.
share to TP into to isolate.
Hey, Chad. Who's your favorite APAC player? Love to see BLT back. Thank you so much, Tag Live. Order queue. I mean, अनबात खाओगे? अविराल ब्रो, तुम ये बात बोला मेरे को आंट बात खाओगे. याद रखियो, ऐसा एक संगठना में कभी दुर्घटना हुआ कि तू मेरा आंखों के सामने डूब रहा होता अविरल. माँ कसम बोल तू, तेरा सामने ही जो दोनों लाइफ जैकेट है, एक तेरा एक मेरा, दोनों लाइफ जैकेट मैं ही पहन के बादल बरसा डांस करूंगा हाई वॉल्यूम लगा के. अविरल याद रखियो, एक भूखा आदमी के ऊपर आपने भूख के ऊपर मिठाई वाला मिठाई जो किया आपने, बहुत गंदा लगा. अब बीच बता दया, दोनों लाइफ जैकेट मैं ही पहन के बादल बरसा डीजल वो करूंगा. याद रखियो अविरल भाई, आपके लिए याद.
Saya player has the tour de force in this round. They're not, exactly falling off that much.
Yeah, and Gen.G, surely they have a read, right? You saw the timeout.
Yeah,
count,
for
you know
everyone
the
it's
ultimates are
perfect.
there. The immediate pit from B, so you know that T1 wants to funnel you to the other side of the map, but I love the position of Saya player. You're going to oftentimes expect that the operator, or the tour de force rather, is going to be on the other side of the map. This time he's the one who's shutting down mid, so basically the only option open to Gen.G in the current moment is going to be the A site, and T1 is ready for it. Guiding light to clear on a timing out in mid. Now you still have the trademark up in A heaven as well, so Izu does have a way to try to escape, buy a little bit of time for himself. Now Gen.G, they don't want to go the obvious route. They'll start the re-clear. Saya, how many can he get?
They're gonna have to.
They're ready for the swing. Oh man, they did find a solid timing. But Saya gets out safely. Mid given up for now, but trademark still
सर
there.
ऑर्डर
Two
क्यों
members
खाना
up in
बनाने
heaven
क्या
as
नहीं
well.
खाना आज इडली
Gen.G
बना
here's his meteor.
और मैं मोहनदा को बोला इडली मैं रात को खाऊंगा.
Uh-oh. The
अभी लंच
ultimate, can he find him? All right,
लंच
Izu,
पे
he
इडली में
re-clears
खाने
it.
का मन
He's
नहीं
in a
कर
little
रहा
bit of trouble,
और मैं
but he is gonna be able
बहुत
to
दिनों
buy
से
time.
बर्गर
Seekers
क्रेविंग हो रहा है, तो
coming
आज
through,
बर्गर
so
करूंगा.
Gen.G, they have to wait. And Saya waits. He knows that it has to be another member already up in heaven.
बर्गर खाने का मन
The
कर
clear
रहा
is
है,
good.
बर्गर
The
खाऊंगा.
guiding lights coming out on both sides as
Mama
Munchkin
captain got
starts to
turbo,
crawl
545
in.
का
They
rate डाले
they
bro.
haven't cleared the site just yet. Izu, he's just going to give the plan. He wants the kills. He wants to dwindle the numbers. The 3K from the Raze. And Munchkin
Will
finds
Karen do it
himself in
again?
familiar
Sorry,
territory
will
against
Munchkin-
3 members of
Karen do
T1. Spike down this time. That's in his favor. But can he get to it? No, Rossi will block the path.
Your girlfriend
as
name?
T1
I don't have a
one
girlfriend.
step closer
Badra,
to
be
a map
prepared to
win.
dance. I ain't dancing.
At least Gen.G has taken those ultimates away from T1 somewhat, but still. Masterful play at how they control the side. Masterful play.
Leon
at
Burger,
Izu,
baby.
just
Leon
peeking
Burger.
out at the right time. A single moment of paranoia for Gen.G to watch their backs, and that's when he swings out.
I mean, if he didn't get that kill with the showstopper, the round falls apart, right? I mean, Meteor tries to just absolutely open things up on his own.
Koma burger
Takes
second
that
one. Is
opportunity.
Koma there? Hello.
Now we see the coaching staff of T1 looking fairly satisfied on their timeout call. And now it's another outlaw purchase for Saya player.
अबे स्ट्रगलर भाई तू मेरा वॉच पार्टी एक्सेस वापस ले लेगा यार. माँ कसम दिल से बोल
on that
रहा
half armor as well, so if Texture runs into that
हूँ. WhatsApp
scope,
छोड़ो.
it's gonna hurt, it's gonna
Bro
sting.
वस्ता bro no देंगा बाक bro no.
But for now, not in the same lane just yet. Texture looking into Garage over on the B side.
Just all that hard work from T1, ever since they fell off of Shanghai, they've been preparing for this. They knew that this match was coming up. They've been watching the games. They've been coming up with plans, and right now we're seeing just how on top of things they are. This Outlaw can block off so much. The rest of the team doing their job and getting the information. Rossi might feel a bit of pressure with the pink shells now, but he's still alive. That's right. Tries to swing back to recorrect his aim, but Karen will be able to take him down with that Sheriff. Now it's a high-low setup. Stack's gonna have to wait for his teammates. They are on site.
They have his back. They're able to cover the entry in from main. Now the screen comes up though, the paranoia. Trailblazer to make sure that they trade timing for timing. Meteor meanwhile clears out the A side, but now it's going to be Gen.G. They have to commit to it, and Isu goes in. The spray transfer is clean. As
Player standing.
2 taps.
Messiah will answer back 5 HP for Meteor.
No way.
I don't even understand half of the stuff that goes there until I like slow down and
He
see it,
only
bro.
needs a single bullet. He'll stick with the headhunter a little bit quicker, a little bit snappier.
I have a question.
I
2
don't
live
know
jacket will
way
be able
Meteor
to hold
makes
you.
it out of this one. No freaking way. Saya,
There's
he's
no
going
time.
running around the rows. He's just playing for time. 10 seconds left.
10 seconds
Meteor
left.
has to go for the spike plant, and he will.
Oh, but the thing is that trap, it's going to give Meteor the idea that it cannot be main. He's just going to wait. He knows. With the low HP, he can't go for a long-range duel. Trying to draw it in.
No way.
Saya's trying to time it on the cam. He saw
He's
it.
gonna hide here?
Gets spotted. And Saya knows, but Meteor the reposition. It's so good. Trying to use it against him. Hides right under the rafters.
Well played.
Saya, do you
Well
suspect
played, Meteor.
this? It's so hard to read. Saya
What?
gets the flick onto
Yes,
Meteor.
bichara
He may
yaar,
not have had
anti
the read, but boy,
Meteor.
does he have the reaction.
Bro, anti bro.
And there's a little celebration as he
Anti bro,
brings
anti
T1
dude.
to map point 12 to
Anti
8
bro.
against Gen.G. So far here on Split.
Anti
Map
yaar.
points, T1 feeling good about this series.
Bro, no,
A
aim bumpy
single
come.
moment of hesitation. If Saya was just looking the other direction a second longer, that could have been it. Gen.G now feeling the heat from this.
I mean, this that was the best thing that Meteor could have tried, right? It's the strongest curveball, and that's just a snap onto
Should I
it.
order McD, guys? It's been
Oh,
a
you
long
know
time
what this means
since
for
I ordered
T1. I mean,
McD.
Coach Data talked about it. They need to get every win to guarantee that they get into the playoffs.
That's right.
So it's in their hands. But not only that, obviously, with the championship points on the line as well, you want every method of possibility to get to Champion Soul. Try to prove yourself once more on an international stage. And now it's going to be Gen.G, holding nothing back, trying to change the tempo. But T1, they've got a crossfire here, just waiting patiently past the paranoia. But Gen.G, the flood is too strong. Overwhelms the 2 members of T1. Saya player still watching with an op over on the B side as well. This retake, it's going to be very delayed if they even go for it at all. And I'm thinking maybe they don't with the weaponry they have. Just let this one pass.
Yeah, not sweating too much, you know. Still 4 rounds in the lead. Gen.G trying to
Flow
fight
will
back.
be
but
Willard now, right? As
that,
in,
this Gen.G Tiger Rush is only going to work for the 1 round, right?
मैं
Afterwards,
भी
T1's
कल
gonna have
गाने
to
गया
start
था पर बंद था
coming
रहने
with some
से बस.
adaptations now.
Yeah,
What you gotta
I'm good with
admire
McD,
though
to be
still
honest. It's
is
been long since
despite
I've
the
had McD.
crossfire setup from T1, Gen.G breaks right through. That's always so incredible. The spike goes down now. T1 going for some exits. And you're absolutely right, Will. I mean, T1 sitting on those 4 championship points. 2 wins, 4 losses in their Alpha group standings. They need this win.
Yeah, of course you made it. You made it to Master Shanghai, but not in the fashion you would have liked. So while you did go to Shanghai,
Chat,
you didn't
1
set
second, chat.
yourselves up
खाना
for
order
stage
करो,
2.
1
You didn't
second,
set
chat.
yourselves up well.
Sorry, really
for
sorry. यार.
Champion
बहुत
Soul.
भूख लगी है रे. सुबह
The
से
journey
कुछ नहीं
starts
खाया.
anew for T1 today here in
Literally,
stage 2.
पेट
Going up
बुर्र
against
कर रहा.
the reigning Masters champions in Gen.G. Now with that speed, it's going to be another kind of variety pack buy here for T1. They'll still favor the armor. You do have the showstopper for Isu, so he's feeling comfortable with that judge. But the fact of the matter is Gen.G, surely you expect some sort of response from that rush the previous round. Look at this. They're waiting for a push out of 8 ramps. They know the showstopper's online. And T1 will not give it to him, not for free.
Trademark setup towards the A site in case of that rush as well. I don't know if it's going to be the right call, as Gen.G certainly has more tricks up their sleeve. I mean, that's why Munchkin as well as Lockyer are around mid, creating a little bit of that pressure.
Gen.G might go for the double swing here. They might read that it might be the op, considering the smoke and the angle it was on.
You think?
And Saya doesn't want to risk it. Will isolate it back to just a single angle. You held it for long enough. You do still have your teammates holding heaven, so the trademark there to check if someone has already crept in. Trailblazer, you hear that it's Vents. T1, they've already given up on mid. They've given that space for free. Let Gen.G try to toy around with their utility. Saya, he's so curious, but he knows the risk of the double swing.
Lazy
Too
pay,
big.
baby.
Okay,
The
Boombot. Cyber Cage as well. That's the confirmation now.
Sorry, but
And with that, Gen.G could actually just head over mid to B
Oh,
instead.
but the mind games from T1. The operator makes it seem like it's going to be the strong side over here. And now Gen.G, they will be able to clear heaven. 2 members left on the site. The smoke
30
to try to
seconds
give an angle for Excure. His
God.
position gets red, and Karon will answer back. Izu, he's trying to come through, but he gets stopped on the tripwire as Stacks trying to just throw every heroics he has ever learned throughout his career as a veteran. Holds on to the site. Meteor breaks through. Texture as well. It's all on Stacks. Low HP. He can't recover it. And it's going to be the high-low. 3 members from
PRS का
Gen.G
मैं मैच की
remaining.
वॉच पार्टी करोगे जी
As they
करूँगा
come one
आज
step
इतना
closer
सॉरी क्यों बोल
to
रहे हो भाई
OT.
अरे
This is
क्योंकि
just
बहुत सारे
impressive
लोग
from
देख रहे हैं यार
Gen.G again. I
इसीलिए
mean, not
बोल रहा
only
हूँ
are they reading
Ordered
things, like you
triple
mentioned,
I
that
ordered
smoke
McD
around
bro,
ramps,
ordered
they kind of hold things off.
भाई
They
बहुत
try to
दिनों से
go for
McD
that
के लिए
mid
बोल
to
रहा था
B,
मैं
and it goes in quick, but they don't just full-on commit. Once they felt a bit of that pressure from Stacks, they held back and tried to play their positions and numbers advantage to the best of their abilities. And that just gives T1 that bit of uncomfortability. Right now, the buys aren't looking too great. Those ultimates are somewhat
VLT का
gone.
match
and in
VLT
fact,
matches
Gen.G
start on the
might just be able to push us into overtime.
I mean, all things
VLT
on
matches
paper
start
point
on
to
the
overtime. Like you said, you just use that
23rd
showstopper from
to
T1.
20
You have a
पता नहीं
broken by
कुछ
this
याद
round,
नहीं।
and most likely no meaningful ultimate is coming online for the next one. So it's just straight gunfights, and for now, Gen.G has priority in the macro game, in the mind games. Asaya, now he's trying to flip that table. He's gone deep, down mid. Gen.G's aware that they've given up the space if you look at Meteor's movement. But the timing here, Rossi working off of the trademark. He is just going to get overwhelmed. Asaya will catch the lurk, and that's going to be chaos on the site. As T1 and Gen.G not sure where to train their crosshairs onto. A 3v3, both of them fairly aware of the space each other has taken. It's going to be a straight duel, but the Viper's Pit doesn't come up just in time, as Karon will pick up one. Texture for the
Oh, by the
second,
way, I don't need
and
to
it's
dance.
just Saya player, Phantom in hand, having
Thank you for
to
tuning in,
enter
guys.
the lair
Like,
of
subscribe,
the
share.
enemies to try to bring up the round.
For anybody that is new, I can
Three
speak in Tamil, Telugu,
members
English,
of
and
Gen.G
Hindi. A bit of
hiding
Malayalam and a
late
bit
in
of
the
Kannada,
pit.
so please feel free to speak in whatever
Saya
language you want. I'm
clears
just
out all
letting
the
you all
angles
know.
outside first. Time not on his side. The smokes, he tries to find a timing,
Yeah, man,
but
okay.
Karon will pick up his 3rd kill.
Stepped into that spider's web, Gen.G's lair, and he just gets bitten. I mean, how do you make your way out of that one? Gen.G plays it so darn well. The way that they pushed out, Stacks tries to do what he can, but that said, it's just a risky play, a risky hold. Rossi, unfortunately, not able to do all too much with that judge. Saya player, good frag from the back, but still Gen.G just bulldozed Gen.G fashion.
And the timeout comes out. I was wondering if they'd use it. Obviously, it is a tool in your wheelhouse, but wondering what the comms might have looked like. Perhaps the coaching staff just wanted to remind them of what they have left, which on paper, right, from the value that
What up, Manish? कैसे हो? अनिकेत भाई मस्त हो यार, कैसे हो? वैसे टी-बोन भाई को सिटी में बहुत बेज मिल रही है भाई, पता चला यार बब्बे अब अच्छी बहुत बुरा लगा. Shirtless stream please. Yeah.
Have to admire how T1's gone through. I mean, Saya player on this chamber. Izu comfortable on the duelist. It looks pretty good, but something's missing, and that's Gen.G with the adaptation.
देख पता चला बब्बे बुरा लगा. That's all for Gen.G. Not enough then. For real? For real? Let's see. I say OT chat. Chat. कितने लोग OT बोल रहे हैं? मैं OT बोल रहा हूँ. मैं OT बोल रहा हूँ chat. जरूर 100% నిశ్చయమా నిజంగా నేను OT అనుకుంటున్నాను. सब लैंग्वेज में बात करूँ.
Secure will look for it. The rush in preparation
Why
from
don't you have
Gen.G.
an
It's all
ISO
5. It's a
they're
full
not,
stack.
they're still playing on the older patch.
Taking space one by one with the utility. They're looking for a reaction. They see the smoke, and here comes the double blast pack with the showstopper. Sends it to Evan, doesn't find the kill, and it's going to be answered back from Stacks. They do clear out Execure from elbow. Texture.
No way! No!
For 3 with only so much HP.
No way! Hello!
Texture! It's the same stuff that we saw in that match against Heretics, now online for the ace. The flight path, the way he reads the map, the way he knows where to swing, where to peek, and his teammates there just to back him up as well. Down to the last one, Saya player only has an op for this. Can he make it happen?
Texture, love you, yaar. You play
It's
just
always
like
been
me,
the
bro.
best tool for Saya player. But having to go up against three
Gen.G.
members. Yep. 3 champions coming off of a hot streak in Shanghai. Saya looks to isolate it. It's a rough angle for him. There's no way you win
OT,
that
baby.
one, as Lakia will clean up the round.
OT, baby.
Lakia maybe teasing us a little bit with a
मैं
little
गोटियों
deja
बोलूँगा,
vu of
गोटियों?
using ultimates after rounds. We had a little bit of the whoopsie over on Lotus at Shanghai. He has spoken about it himself on his own stream, but right now, the map not over yet. You can't laugh about it just yet as we now head into overtime between these two Korean teams. One already establishing themselves as the new kings, but T1 also looking to compete as a giant out here. And
Don't know, bro. This you can ask
OT
after stream also.
T1, they will use it off the rip.
This is their only one.
No, bro. Then he's not selling. I don't know. I'm not going to call KP.
Says a lot. They're really trying to give the players everything that they need to possibly take down Gen.G based on how Gen.G have tried to adapt their game plan around this now. And so far, it has been, I gotta say, maybe the best that T1 has looked throughout the entire year.
बंदी बंदी कोई नहीं मिलने वाला है भाई. आशिक है हद वाह भाई कुछ भी बोल रहे हो यार. मेरा पेट गाइस, मेरा पेट वो कर रहे हैं, समझ लो. You guys understand what I'm trying to tell you? वो कर रही है. How to explain it to you all, bro?
Coming off of that big win in Shanghai, helping them calm their nerves. It's going to be the operator, glass cannon on both sides. Texture will pick it up himself, and he is solo. He's going to go for a peek with no support on A main against 4 members of T1. When the barriers drop, we may just see a duel that might determine this map. Map 1 between T1 and Gen.G. Here in the beginning of stage 2 to double blast back. The op has been spotted. Texture, you need to get out of here. Support comes in from Munchkin just in time on Heaven. No blood drawn just yet. And T1 now realizes they may need to slow things down.
Gotta watch for these angles and positions. Not only
Yes, Batu's married. Why you want to body for him? Why? Kya married?
With a bit of an off angle.
However,
a single mistake from Gen.G and T1 might just pick up the advantage. So both sides being very cautious. T1 rotating all the way back.
If he spots, if Lakia spots,
information outside of me, he doesn't see anything.
Bro, if Lakia would have spotted Rasi there,
T1, they will back out of it. Lakia is still holding a very aggressive angle, and the thing is Gen.G, they've already re-cleared A site, so they're fairly aware. Yeah, Lakia gets the call. Starts to back up. Gen.G knows they have to play to buy time on B. Still have the tripwires as well, the guiding light. It does get a tag right at the end, and that's the sign for Lakia to back all the way up. Play a double team here in the site. Charon's going to get pushed off just for the time being. Paranoia will keep him tied up behind the box. Spray through the smoke. Does he connect with the last bullet? And a second one!
No way!
Just absolutely shuts down the push into the site. Meanwhile, Saya, sure, you're trying to make an opening, but he gets hurt. Meteor turns on a snap on the minimap. Makes the call to his teammates. They're ready for it. And Munchkin, a little bit late on picking up his weapon, but there's only 10 seconds left. All Meteor needs to do is take down the spike, and he will wait. It's just going to be salt in the wounds to Stags as T1 gets shut down off of their only timeout in the very first round of overtime.
Oh my
How does Gen.G make it happen, Will? I just can't imagine what the comms are, what the reads are even. I mean, it looked entirely possible for T1 with side players to sole offer initially on the A site. The rotations were pretty good from T1, but as they hit it over onto B, the execution just completely fell flat. Thanks to Lakia, thanks to Karen, thanks to Texture being able to rotate that quickly. Lakia got all of that information on the site.
You know, I do miss the very, like, innocent, naive, pure smiles and cheers from Gen.G. They've gotten a little smug, you know? They're a little comfy now. They're like, oh, we
did you know that camera? वो camera मालूम है तुम लोग को?
We've called timeouts against so many teams in the world.
They're looking cold.
No, they look very, very satisfied, obviously. Not getting arrogant, but very, very comfortable so far, despite the score line. As Gen.G now on map point for the first time themselves. T1 held on to that 12 for 4 rounds in the second half. They couldn't make it happen. Gen.G, can they make it happen in the very first try?
The previous last few rounds on their attacking side. The rounds that got them into overtime was when they went in with that aggression. The reads as well. T1 trying to tamper with it, being very careful. Look at how far back they're holding. Love the little off angles around the B side, but that hasn't worked out the best for them so far. So now a bit more reinforcements.
First time I saw
so
that
much
cam, dude.
space
I'm
for
not even
Gen.G to
kidding.
play with.
Crazy cam, dude.
It's a bit of a trap play here on the A site for T1, and Saya does have the rendezvous. But we'll see if it comes through. No tag on the guiding light just yet, but they see the smoke come out, so Gen.G knows something is up. They know that there's something waiting for them. Meanwhile, it's a double team at the entrance of B. So Gen.G, they don't really have a choice. They have to go through where they still have the numbers advantage. Looking to push it. Saya player lets one pass. He actually gets it, snaps onto him through the scope. Rendezvous out. Now only 10 seconds left. Saya still gets one, but the site has been cleared out. And Saya pushes out. He is looking to stop Gen.G. Now a 2v1. Lakia all on his own. Doesn't have his ults just yet. Wants to isolate the 1v1s. Wants to get the first pick, but Rossi swings around too fast.
Bro, what the...
Saya player
What
picking
the
up where he
hell
left
is that
off in the
Saya
first
player
half,
fellow
making
doing,
things
dude?
happen for T1 as they
Yana
tie it up
Pandra,
once
man.
more.
Big, heavy
Why
punches
you got him, bro?
from Saya player. A 1, 2, and 3.
What?
It's just painful for Gen.G as they tried
What?
to go in for that quick
Yeah.
rotation over. Couldn't quite make it happen. I mean, the setup, you might have thought that they didn't quite have the numbers, but because of his positioning, because of his initiative reaction so quickly, snapping back onto his head, going over onto screens, exploiting that little gap behind the smoke as well. We
GIF
go
बना
for
दिया
a
आपके
second
एक्सटेंशन का WhatsApp में
overtime.
भेज दो.
And it's still the operators on both sides.
Good watching, stream. Don't forget to drop a like and
Understanding how much
sub. If
value
you're
that
new, don't
brings
forget to
you.
subscribe,
Obviously,
guys.
Messiah,
Thank you
he was
so
using
much.
it even on their attacking half as that chamber. And now, a bit of back to that original default. You've got the chamber holding mid. And you do have Rossi holding the lurk elsewhere. A 3-man push towards A, just trying to get information. But they're all playing solo. They're looking for the Cypher setups, but they won't find a single thing just yet. The tripwires there to make sure they don't get taken out by a single paint shell. As the paranoia gets spotted, but Isu
Like,
swings out.
how?
However, Gen.G, they dwindle the numbers across the map. Still ahead for V2 now.
How, bro?
As Karon stops Izu in his tracks.
Saya.
Once again, Stacks and Saya player on that double team. 2 veterans playing across multiple teams, multiple records on their own. But can they make the impossible happen against 4 members of Gen.G?
Oh my god, Will, it's just too darn difficult. I don't see it happening. Look at so much vision, so much information, and the positions as well. Karen is left undetected. And of course, the simple headshot to bring them over out on top 14-13.
Gen.G wins their defensive side.
बंतु चिल्ला और क्रिंज रिएक्शन दे फिर वाचिंग सब्स बढ़ेगी एक लड़की साइड में होती तो और अच्छा होता. सौम्या भाई ये सब नक्को करो रे क्या छूते हैं. I don't know why I even read that too. चिल करो ना रे. ना मैं उतना. That's just very cheap, dude. Let's say stuff like that. At least in my chat, don't do. Sorry. I'm very happy with the watching I'm getting at the moment, bro. Genuinely very happy. अच्छा लग रहा है 200 लोग देख रहे हैं मेरे को. 200 लोग बहुत बड़ी बात होता है भाई, बहुत बड़ी बात. मेरा औकात इतना ही है अभी तक और मैं खुश हूँ. मैं पहली बात ये खुश हूँ कि मेरे को राइट्स मिला और दूसरा तो मत करो यार बहन. मेरे से भी मेरे को भी किसी से नफरत नहीं है, किसी से दुश्मनी नहीं है, किसी को भी किसी से नहीं है. अंदर जो होता है तुम लोग को पता ही नहीं चलता half the time. The audience are on your own interpretation and it's bad, it's sad.
Xcure it.
Izu has too many things to look at. He needs to win the first kill. He will not get it, and now Xcure it all alone on the site. Stacks, has he been sighted? Perhaps not, but now they know for sure he's already on the site. He gets one, and Xcure swings out. Tries to get extra trades. Stacks taken down. Xcure all alone on the site. Trying to isolate angles. Waiting for them to creep in. There's the noise. It's just set up for Munchkin as he has been wrapping.
तुम लोग कितना भी बोलो कुछ भी बोलो वो है तो है भाई. He is the best creator of Valorant in India. I mean, in my opinion, T-Bone and Bing share the best creator of Valorant in India on the pedestal. They both are same to me, bro. If you ask me who are the best creator in Valorant in India, I'll say 2 names: T-Bone and Wings.
Tigers, they continue to claw forward.
पूरा mood
Now all
खराब
they got
कर
to do is to watch the spike. Texture has the showstopper. It is too darn difficult, Will.
There it is.
He pops it off.
Buying for time, gets a kill for his troubles.
Saya again.
And this might just be Gen.G
Oh.
reminding T1 they were able to pick up Pacific's first international trophy as Saya.
If he wins
It's
this,
already
bro.
ticked too far, and Karon
GG.
knows it.
No.
Saya, hands
GG.
off the mouse and keyboard
These
as
are Japanese,
Gen.G puts it to an end, picks up.
दूसरे दिन खाने के लिए मुझे पे करने वाला था, उसी दिन तेरे से प्यार हो गया, थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग दैट। भाई खाने के लिए तो सब खाना चाहिए भाई, मेरे हिसाब से वही सब खाना तो चाहिए, सबको खाना तो चाहिए।
They start to recover. Gen.G, they
Gen.G,
start to get
baby.
aggressive, and they start to fight back. Our analysts
Gen.G,
will break down
baby.
all of the action in this incredible overtime match.
थोड़ा लाइक सजेस्ट तो थोड़ा ज्यादा नहीं, थोड़ा तो हो सकता है, थोड़ा तो बनेगा ही, क्या बोलते हो, थोड़ा तो बनेगा।
Of this matchup of today. Incredible. This is crazy.
I think better than we could have anticipated. That was a hell of a fight. I mean, good lord, easy.
Oh shit, wait.
What a performance.
Since Binks is in Korea, bro, I think he's gonna buy all the penguins and shit and come, dude. T1 तो क्यों any day genuine बंदा है वो. First. Imagine Gen.G winning VCT APAC to you. वो तो भाई 5 फोन से like किया, love you ऐसे. नमस्ते ना बॉन्डर मानो मेरे लाउनर. Imagine Gen.G, yeah, first. No disrespect, but one have a little ego issue. I mean, go say that to him, man. Whoever you think has an ego issue. That's the whole point, right? I understand you have your opinion, and everybody can have their opinions, and you're not wrong for saying your opinion. But you're telling your opinion to a person whose opinion doesn't matter on anybody else's opinion. Do you understand my point? See that?
Surprising they kind of
I genuinely don't care, bro. I genuinely don't care what happens with. If they're my friend, they're my friend. That's all, dude.
Between the two.
Different people, different opinions. That's what I'm telling you. I'm genuinely not pissed at y'all, but it's just that I don't know, man. It kind of affects me in the long run because they're all like really, really big creators, guys. I can't hide the fact that they're actually really big creators, right? Everybody is T-Bone, Raka, Fatu, T-Bone, Raka, Bings, Fatu. Everyone are like really, really big creators in their respective fields, right? I just can't ignore the fact, and I just can't get into saying anything against anybody ever because I'm 1/4 of their size, dude, in terms of numbers and everyone. I'm just fortunate enough to have good people surrounded by me where they're giving me so much love and support, because there's a lot of people who ask me why I don't stream in the evening. I don't stream in the evening because T-Bone, Bings, Fatu, and everybody's live. Raka, everybody's live. And my audience is collectively their audience. So when they are streaming, I don't get watching, and I'm cool with that because that's how I am, bro. That's how I am, man. And yeah, it's like a bad thing coming all together, though, right? Unlucky.
Have that burst in.
Anyways,
so they
guys,
got caught
5
in
minute break,
tripwires.
okay, Mato.
So those, kind of mistakes
5 minute
really
break,
lead up
I'll be right back.
to, again, that
Give
overtime
me 5 minutes,
win
give me 5 minutes,
going
chat, I'll be back.
I
5
really
minutes, I'm
liked
super
a lot
hungry,
of what
okay? I'm
Karon
super
was
hungry, I'll
doing,
be back in 5
like you were
minutes.
saying here,
5 minutes,
just
5 minutes,
standing
chat.
like an
Should I
overlord.
play some music for y'all?
But they did this against Heretics in
Should I
the
play some
Shanghai
music, chat, or
finals event as well.
You're good.
This is the moment when
You're good.
Karon really started to step up
You're good if
near
you're
the
good.
end of the
Okay,
event,
give me
and
5
I
minutes,
can see
okay?
that he's
Man,
carrying
nothing
on that momentum going into this stage 2.
Yeah, I mean, some incredible moments from him. That that 1v3 clutch that he had here on the B site was just absolutely astounding. Playing around the smoke timings and his util so perfectly, constantly making T1 guess as to what his position was going to be. Karon was just absolutely electric in this map. It's something that was, kind of lacking on the opposite side. X-Great, he decides to go over to the Omen here. Just having to change the compositions around to make room for Stacks. And I think Stacks overall, a solid performance, but clearly the comfort not fully there for X-Great with playing this Omen. Wasn't able to find too much value outside of the utility. The placements, the paranoias, those were really on point from him, but clearly the rifling and being involved in the actual gunfights, that was something that was lacking significantly here.
Yeah, but I will say though, they did have a lot of these kind of moments earlier on where they were just able to like pocket themselves onto corners. Gen.G not really knowing how tricky the positioning of T1 was, and T1 was able to sneak in some really annoying rounds. And then you talk about the Karen stuff, and this is exactly it.
Oh yeah.
I just let them come in.
This was the moment I knew this was going to end up like being a Gen.G map, or at least going to overtime. Was that play right there? It was just so beautifulully done. But I mean, again, Izu, it's been a while since we've seen him rifling this well. And overall, I really like the adjustments that T1 made. It doesn't get them the map win, but to play it this damn close versus Gen.G, who dismantled Heretics in that map 5 on Split, I'd say that this is still an okay feeling. But like Data was saying, you can only suffer so many losses before playoffs is no longer obtainable. So this does hurt.
Oh yeah, it does, and I know this must hurt T1 right now to come that close. It's probably a mixture of going against Gen.G. This is no small feat for any of the teams here in Pacific to do against Gen.G on Split, but they really need every single round win here. Now, what is interesting, that bringing the chamber in, I think we were talking a bit about this earlier. I think the flexibility of every single player at this point in time in VCT, you need to be able to play more than just your role, and we're seeing more of this happen here. I don't think it's surprising to see Saya on the chamber, but Execute on the Omen, like you said, there's a little bit that needs to be worked on. And as we go into Lotus, I'm sure we're going to see a little bit more of this role swapping happen. How is this going to affect T1 and Gen.G?
Honestly, I think they could kind of run a very similar composition to what we just saw on Split on Lotus if they wanted to do that. It's a matter of what Excret ends up falling into. Do they pivot him back over onto the chamber, have Sai player go for the Raze, and then Izu onto the Omen once again? But I think overall, you could just continue with Saya on chamber and then just keep Izu on that Raze if Excret is feeling up to continuing with the smokes. So I think that they could basically run the same exact comp, maybe flip the Sky for something like a Fade, but we'll have to see what they put together for this.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, with that kind of sentiment. And there was a lot of talk, I think, when you were doing that content with Zeta, where, again, it's just which team can just bring it out quicker on how they do flexes. And right now, we're seeing T1 be able to bring that to a very high level, but it just isn't enough to push them past that, past that kind of threshold that is Gen.G, who can play those longer games. So again, it's almost there, but you just have to be there, Yeah. It's just that little bit more.
And this is better experimentation from T1 compared to what we were seeing in the playoffs, where they put Sai play on Reyna for the first time, etc. This one clearly a bit more thought, a bit more effort going into moving it back over onto the chamber. It's something he's played in the past. But I like this, and if we're going to continue to see some more changes coming through and moving to Lotus, then I think that overall it should be good. This is still a comfortable map. It's been a dominant one for Gen.G, but this is still one where this is still one where T1 could turn the series around.
How much impact do you think Stacks had just now on Split? I mean, we don't know, we can't see the comps, but like, how do you guys feel in terms of how T1 has been playing? Or you need another game to really come to a conclusion on that?
It seemed like the comms were going pretty well. They were sussing things out. There's a couple moments like a barrel spot happening in the smokes. We saw that.
My opinion, T-Bone got every aspect we can cover in the page. Also bins in the name of hard work, and then comes Raka and Batu. Much more mature at the age with toppings of chill, mazak, masti. Of course, dude, Vinay, that's very kind of you to say so. See, that's the whole point, right? We're all different human beings, and different human beings have different opinions towards everything in life. That's what makes us humans. And all I'm telling you is that if you don't like someone or like something, don't watch them, don't do anything. You typing, I don't know if you guys realize this, but Vinay, I'm telling this to you because you said that. Back in the day when I started streaming, when I started getting, I would say I started getting a bit of fame. I'm not famous enough, but when I started getting a bit of fame, anything and everything that was there going on through chat used to affect me a lot. Even though you try so much not to get affected by it, I used to get affected by it a lot. So yeah, you need to, we all need to just need to be kind, man. There's enough people spreading hate anyways. So yeah, I mean, just be kind, dude. That's my only request to everybody. You literally don't know what anybody is going through. You a bad day at work, you'll probably screwing him up because he's having a bad day at work, he's playing bad or something like that. But background, probably his dad is going through something, he's going through family problems and whatnot, dude.
Oh, you could, I'm gonna call the tie a double or nothing. Are we okay with this, Andy?
So that means that if you lose, you go down
of
twice.
course, man. I just hope that everything changes, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna, and I really thank my YouTube journey, Ty.
want to double or nothing
Wait,
because
for what
I'm
is-
kind of teetering
for
on
what
the
is
brink
this?
here.
And has a smiley face.
What
Wait.
This
C.
is
C.
this is difficult without seeing the comps, which we're about to see, but I've already locked everything in, and they're doing it. Okay, Xcrit's playing the Omen, and
Alright.
Stacks pivoted over to the Fade. Swear I didn't know this ahead of time. This just made
You're
sense.
just so smart,
It just made
Kilios.
sense. So yeah, they just
This
get to
is
run the
why
same exact composition,
you're a-
basically. Flip the,
Yeah.
the sky
Yeah.
for the Fade.
People
That's
might
why you're an
say,
analyst.
viewers might say that, oh, we want to see Xcrit back on the, the chamber, but Saya Player
Oh,
is also a pretty
congratulations,
sick
sir.
chamber. Guys,
Congratulations.
He's hit some nice shots.
he did
For every-
some
For every new creator that's been trying to create content and get their thing, get their names on and stuff like that, guys, I genuinely hope that you guys upload a lot of shots. YouTube is not a streaming platform. YouTube is a video platform. I understood that now. So make sure you guys are uploading your videos as well, right? अभी थोड़ा पैसा आने लगा तो मैं भी थोड़ा वीडियोस अपलोड करना चालू करूंगा क्योंकि मेरे पास भी अभी पैसा है एडिटर्स को देने के लिए वगैरह. तो yeah. Austin Verma does not make corn and cheese. Don't show me. No, why would I eat veg? We start with some chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggies, boys.
My predictions in full faith. You know, I'm not here just to farm spicy takes like the VCT Pacific social media team implied. I do believe in T1. I do think they looked pretty strong in split.
Hey.
But it turns out their opponents are the best team in the world. So
Yeah, best team, best region in the world. 13 to 15, yes, that's still definitely a big statement from T1, and I hope that they can carry it forward because it has been really exciting so far. And this change-up, right, Izu on the duelist still certainly looks good.
yes, I think a lot of people are going to start to see that if Saya can perform as he has been doing on that chamber, putting Izu on that comfort role where he can be a little bit more aggressive, have a little bit more agency, that's going to work out. But that means that Xcurate starts to need to pick up the slack a little bit on that Omen. Sure, you're IGLing, but you do need to be able to fire back a couple times throughout these rounds. And right now, Gen.G taking a lot of early space for free. T1, they're waiting for a trap play, waiting for a reaction. Stacks will correctly back out, gets the dink. He knows that he did a little bit more damage. They know that they can now pressure them onto that A side, but the
good
paranoia
flip
of
is really good.
Xcurate
I know,
will
good
probably
flip
take down two. As
Bucket में
Rossi
close
comes
कर
in,
सकते हैं.
eventually
अरे
getting
sorry
taken down by Meteor. Now a 2v2, but spiked down in tree alongside Xcurate.
Still very careful. It was a little bit chaotic for a second there, but back onto it.
Oh,
Xcurate
no.
fights back. Karen with a sudden swing out against Stacks, though. And that's enough damage. Xcurate still trying to maintain control over Tree with a Frenzy. Saya player arriving just on time from the back.
Player standing.
Xcurate swings
Get
out
sight.
the Frenzy. It's good for now,
Player
but the
standing.
burst not enough on towards Karen. It is a one-on-one where
30
Saya is
seconds
full
left.
health, though.
Saya, here's a door. He just needs to wait, and there it is. A single shot. Took a little while to get here, but Saya will be able to round things
बस
out.
भाई bucket में close कौन
That
रखता है? अरे
one
मतलब वो
headhunter
तार तो
shot
जुगाड़ हो
used.
गया भाई.
And that's going to be the first round for T1.
2 for 1 on pistol so far today. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, yes, 13 to 15, T1 might have lost that, but they challenged Gen.G on one of their strongest maps. If they can actually take Gen.G down, this is very early to say, but if they can actually make it happen on Gen.G's map pick, that will be even bigger. And starting things off with the pistol is a great way to go.
You know, you didn't even predict T1, but I do appreciate you coming to bat for me. I appreciate you. That they might still be able to win it.
Vinay, I'm gonna read that after this round, okay? I'm gonna read that after this round. Friends अंदर busy होना bro, अच्छे भैया अंदर ही disco check.
A lot of people are going to be happy to see that they seem committed to consistent roles, consistent positions, consistent agents here for T1, despite a bit of an extra roster shuffle in between the two stages. Now Gen.G trying to do what they do best with a couple of these sheriffs, only two in their hands, Texture and Meteor. It's a high-low perfectly, and Meteor recognizes it, doesn't get the first shot, and Izu, meanwhile, holding it down
C.
over by the C site.
Last player standing.
They'll just keep chasing through it. Meteor, he's trapped now. Try to isolate whatever fights he can. He's waiting to see if they'll come on for him, trying to get a 1v1 each time. Oh, and T1, I like it, because I was afraid.
You love you, butterfly. Love you, Swapnil bhai. I know, bro. Everyone has their own stuff going on in their hand. Frankly speaking, I watch you very rarely, but whenever I watch it, reminds me of 4-year-old rapper stream. The much you guys have lots of love. Thank you, bro. Good night. I appreciate your honesty too, right? I appreciate your honesty too, bro. To be honest, a lot of people ask me when I'm streaming in the evening, like, why no watching and all of that. Because, bro, genuinely, अगर तू मेरे को ऑप्शन देता कि मैं मेरा स्ट्रीम देख सकता हूँ या टीबोन का स्ट्रीम देख सकता हूँ, मैं खुद टीबोन का स्ट्रीम देखूंगा. तो मेरे को लोग क्यों ही देखेंगे? And it's something that I grew up accepting, right? I can't be better than him. I can never be. Oh, shot, Icue. Yeah!
Mate's body will still pick up the first kill, but Stack's not sure where to look as they know that there might have been a crossover by Rubble. Saya, he's been spotted, has to use both. The reload's gonna be slow. The cover from Rossi isn't good. It's good enough for the rendezvous, I'll tell you that.
And then the snake bite as well from Rossi just to continue to hold them off.
Nice,
It's
Taka.
down to the 3-on-3. Lakia might be a bit
Taka.
low, but Gen.G has the timing to get the spike down on the site.
Can they get out of this without taking more damage? T1, they don't necessarily need to win the round, but they'd love to take away all the weapons.
Bathura, DM me your clips. I've edited. Don't need. Oh shit, Nick, that's so kind of you, bro. You can clips are there on my Discord, bro. Clips करके एक channel है, उसमें सब मिल जाएगा आपको. But Swapnil भाई, दिल से बोल रहा हूँ, तुम्हारे को Bathura बोला बंद कर रहे please.
But you want a clear tree, so I wonder if that's what the game plan is. Saya just holds down the angle. It takes the shot. Not too bad.
Oh.
Through the smoke, there's the paranoia. Oh! Rossi goes in for the push. Not good enough though. Lakia reactions fast enough. Spike timer dwindling down, and Nextrum cannot hold it down. But the penetration! That's the kills, but Gen.G picks up the round off of the spike.
Yeah, so T1, they tried to
ये
go
साया
for the
player
round.
कुछ तो है भाई. ये साया player hacker है भाई, ये hacker है.
Instead of just trying to go for the frags, so I don't mind it. At the end of the day, you still take away every weapon. So one way or another, T1 will get a little bit of a morale win here for T1 themselves. But Gen.G, the round on the board, that's what's important. They'll
Delay ఉందిరా బాయ్, పిచ్చోడారా? Delay ఉంది బా.
so far. You know, teammates really there to cover for each other. We've seen Stacks doing it, we've seen Rossi doing it. Not letting one go down without any extra damage handed back to Gen.G.
But 2 for T1. Teamwork looks really good this time. The communication, everything is starting
Hi,
to
Ravenclaw.
flow. So far in the lead, they might have lost that next round.
I
but here
hope you
comes
get
that
all the
full
chicken
buy.
nuggets you wanted,
And
like.
Saya with the operator should be good for at least one. Here's
Crowder,
it.
he waits for it.
Oh.
He wanted to see if he could buy a little bit of time swinging back inwards, but he'll take extra damage for his troubles. Now
నేను ఎప్పుడు అట్లా అడగలే బా ఎవరి వర్కర్స్ అట్లా అడగాలి బ్రో అడగాలి. I'll tell you why, Gokul. Because kindness never killed a human. You should always ask them, bro. मैं क्या एक नगेट्स दे दूंगा तो मर तोड़ जाऊंगा, लेकिन मैं तो नहीं दूंगा, नया ऑर्डर करके दूंगा. I don't share my food. Of course, look at my tummy.
there's no reaction from C.
Looks tasty.
Something's fishy. The spam comes through.
I'm
They're
eating after so
trying
I've been
to
craving
fish
it for like
Saya
a
out of the
week and I'm
barrel,
finally
but
having it,
Saya
bro.
will evade them the entire time, and now Gen.G, it's going to be one last resort to rotate over, and T1 will answer in kind.
30 seconds
However,
left.
I believe Meteor should have heard at least one of these footsteps. He'll start
Stacks.
to try to push through, and now Rossi just looking to buy time alongside Stacks. Stacks has one job. It's to dwindle the numbers, but Gen.G,
Oh my God, time.
one more in their sleeves. It's a 3-site map, baby, and they do have one more option. It's gonna be that B site.
10 seconds
Stacks
left.
a little too late on that information. Caron was ready for it.
Oi.
3 sites. Gen.G uses every single one, and now all they got to do is to hold these exits and look at the map.
Look at-
I mean, you've got Kara.
Look at Saya, look at Saya, look at Saya.
Every single other player watching Waterfall, watching Heaven.
Oh.
If anything's gonna make it happen, it's got to be the showstopper. He's got to find a bit of value. Gets the first one, but Gen.G trades so quickly. 3 players gone from T1, and all that's left is Saya player. Valuable weapon in hands. He's got to try to keep it in the hands of.
Ekru, you edit. Yeah, Ekru gets my thumbnail done. Yeah, guys, you guys can. Are you going for the BJ side tournament? No, bro, Webcam. I don't think I'm going, bro. मैं बोला ना पहले मैच Gen.G का.
The footsteps, trying to stay alive with the up. Tries to make sure he gets.
Nah, Vivek, I'm not going, bro. My bad, broski, bhai. No, you guys should. You guys have to make sense.
Like the rotations earlier on. Initially, it was that pressure against Saya on the A site. The rotations were so quick, so good. And once they felt something might have been off on that C site, the rotation onto B, and that's the site that T1 unfortunately left open.
The 3 sites, it really gets to you. Because imagine if there were only 2 sites. The read would have been absolutely impeccable from T1. And sure, they still have the trademark in B main as well. But you can't forget about that baby door linking between A and B. And this time, the pressure goes on to B.
Sorry, I'm eating in front of you, chat. I'm really hungry.
Gen.G trying to punish T1 when their weaponry is weakest. And relying on the fact that it could have been a stack elsewhere, now calls that information over from T1. They're just forcing T1 to have to make a move. But T1, doing the best they can. They'll start to push forward, cutting down the map, so they don't have to continue hedging bets without information. Rubble already cleared out. Now B site, sure, that's where the bulk of the weaponry is, but you can still bounce back quickly over to that
price
C
fell
site.
all over the place.
Oh, man. Stacks fishing for
My
info.
fries.
Finds the raise. And you know now the weight has shifted over to the C side. The sheriff shots, they have to be good.
Man, I got a free burger.
Ready.
Oi!
There'll be time for one more turn. There's
I
still
got a free
40
burger.
seconds, still time for a rotate.
Back to B.
Gen.G, they look pretty committed though.
I got a
They're
free
trying
burger.
to clear everything out. Okay,
Yeah,
they're
boy.
open the door. Now, is this a fake or is it a rotate over to B? That's the big question for T1. As Excurant gets tagged behind the box, he goes down, and Stacks, he's all alone. The trademark not going to stop enough as he goes down. Tour de Force online though.
Free burger,
The
boys.
slow will protect him. The spam's coming in from Izu. As iPlayer knows his job is just to cut off the backup support. And a 3K with the Chamber ultimate to
Genuinely got a free burger, dude. What the hell? I ordered nuggets, a wrap, fries, and Sprite. I got a free McVeggie burger. Yeah, baby. Peri fries. No, I just transferred it to my nuggets packet because the fries were coming out of the small packet.
Around the B site, and as he hops back over, that tour de force sounds off, and he picks up the triple to put T1 back on top.
really, really good adjustment from that previous round where they maybe ignored B side a bit too much. This time they keep it in mind, but Gen.G, they'll pick up the tempo.
What?
And it's, oh, he's trying to go for it, but this time T1's ready. Izu shoots right back with a quick triple, shuts down the round right as it starts.
You might be Gen.G, you might be strong on the sheriffs, but don't disrespect me. This is my turf as well, Izu says. Goes back in and then
bro,
back
shit,
out,
down
bounce down to the last player. Meteor, what are you
Chakkal
going to
nek
do?
bar
He's
kal
got a
burger.
Guardian, and it's
Nahi
not
deta.
impossible for him to
Nahi, nahi.
isolate some of these duels.
Yeah, that's the scary part, right? When it
Perks
comes
of
to
being
some of
Bathura,
these Gen.G players,
free
you
burger.
never know. He's actually going
You're
to be
exactly
right
right.
outside of trademark
Miss,
range.
I forgot your name. Oh, fuck.
And he will skirt all
You're
the
exactly
way
right,
around.
Miss
Now,
Rishika.
Rossi suspects that it might have still happened.
Yeah, I remember.
They're aware of it. Looks like they see it now on that ping. Turret deactivated. That'll allow Excurant to start to pinch through as well. And thanks to Excurant's movement, Crosshairs trained, and that's the kill for Saya player. T1 leading 4-2. But like you said, Quack, I mean, I want to bring a little bit of attention to Izu, right? Another guy coming over from Challengers Japan, another player that had a lot of hopes behind him, and you have to imagine he's watching someone like Something coming over from Challengers Japan, taking the world by storm out here in Pacific,
thank you, Nick,
wanting
sir.
to prove the same.
That's so kind of you, man.
Takes on the pressure to try to be a flex player for T1. It doesn't go well, but now he's back in comfort territory as that duelist wants to hang with the best.
Very similar story to Texture. That's the thing. I mean, there are stark parallels between these two teams, these two players right now. Texture also wasn't on the duelist last year, but now he's finally free, finally showing what he's good at. Izu starting to do the same.
Oi!
Both teams starting to fight back. Munchkin trying to stay alive outside this rubble spot. He
Amre,
moves back.
bichara!
Fights back too. Shows that he's
Hi, Abhi.
got
Hi,
those
Sword.
fangs and teeth to bear at him. T1 now trying to adjust and shift that weight back towards C as well as B.
Poison Cloud allows Excurant to try to go for one more peep, but Excurant, he's going to have to choose his positions carefully here. Don't want to give up a free kill to utility. You do have that showstopper for Texture as well. The Paranoia, that's his one big hope. And then the Snake Bite to cut off the backup, but it's going to be a pretty deep blast pack. And T1's not expecting it. They're already in the site by the time you hear the utility. Gen.G's been doing this a lot in Master Shanghai as well, as now all the util dump goes through. Izu, they'll trade Paint Shell for Paint Shell. The Fades both eating it in full.
Okay.
Now a 3v3, but Saya player a little bit far from the action. Meteor
Well,
already
cheating, yep.
crowding out.
Bye-bye, Akshay. Have a good
T1.
study session.
I mean,
Plus
that was
10,000
plan
for
A, right?
remembering
Was
my
for
name.
execute
I
alongside
got you. I
Rossi.
got you,
Now
bro.
plan B, Saya might
I
be able
got
to
you,
go up
bro.
another flank. Still, though, the rest of the team has to stay alive long enough on this side. Rossi is doing a pretty good job so far. Saya lands a shot from behind on towards Karon, but do they know where Meteor is? They're clearing the site, and they see that he isn't here. Should have an inkling. Saya has his sight straight down and puts Meteor down to the ground.
Yeah, very, very patiently played. Rossi has a lot to say about that round. Making sure that they're staying on top of things while the defuse goes down all the way through. 5-2 lead for T1. Started with
Who is
that
supporting
missile.
this match? Gen.G.
Now trying to make sure they maintain it here on the defensive side. Now let's not forget, I mean, they were leading on the attacking half of Split as well. So you have to remember, it is not a sprint out here in VCT Pacific. See if they can finish the race in full.
Gotta keep that lead on their side, but I mean, that's the thing. In a previous round, we might have seen, we might be
Unboxing
talking
time.
about Icue and on this Raze roll. I think Saya on the chamber is another big factor as well. They're making big impact with this operator of
Sorry,
his,
I'm
with
just
this
excited.
Hen Hunter of
Sorry.
his.
I was craving this from a really
So
long
far,
time.
really proving himself. It does beg the question that, are you running chamber on every map, right? Because he looks very comfortable on it, but how else are you making sure the rolls stay somewhat consistent?
Sunset would be fun to
Exactly.
watch.
Maybe we will wait to find out on Sunset because he was playing Gecko on that one last time we saw over in Shanghai. See if there's been any changes. But for now, they'll still have to get through Lotus. They still have to get 8 more rounds here for T1 if they want to show us their composition on Sunset against the best of the best. A little bit of fake pressure over on the C side. Now rotating over as they do have the entrance to Rubble. That Han should be good.
I mean, this would be a big round for Gen.G. They lose this round, they lose momentum. Meteor, off of the showstopper sound, he instantly flicks upwards. Great frag coming through. Now the rest of Gen.G has a lot more space, a lot more urgency with this lockdown to take down the A site.
T1, yeah, you can try to go for a couple spams, but you will just overall have to give the space, give it
Nice
respect.
call,
And
though.
Meteor is digging so deep, way faster than you would
30
expect.
seconds left.
Oh, and he's going to get caught, though. Saya there for the backup. And it's going to be Obscure, not able to hold on to the site. And so quickly, right as it started, Stats all alone gets picked off.
Gen.G is back, baby.
Gen.G will get a round to answer back. Showstopper online for Texture.
Strength in numbers. I mean, just showing that even with utility, it's not
Must
going to be
be
enough
bad.
to take down
I
some of the
think I do.
strength, some of the strongest Gen.G players. Meteor shutting down Icue was huge. The rest of them going forward through as well. I mean, just to take down the site, the information, everything being tossed at them, and Gen.G still comes out on top. I mean, this is how they play. It's that utility. It's the way that they are slightly whimsical, and they're back in fashion.
13-2 for Saya, but can't say the same for a couple of his teammates really carrying the kills in bulk kill for T1. I mean, if you can still funnel them to Saya every round, sure, let him have all the kills. And right now,
Welcome,
he's
I
going to
swear.
have to.
Oi!
Goes down, Saya will trade 1 for 1. Has to reposition quickly with the operator, has to
You
buy
look like a
time.
child getting... Bro, I am, bro.
Tries to
I
arrive.
control
Icue
myself
sprinting
so
as
hard
fast
this
as
week
he
not to
can.
eat anything from outside.
Saya still all alone, Shrouded Step as well, and Gen.G still
I was
toying with
craving
the side. T1
burger
just
like
can't
from
pick
the
up
last
but Saya is focused in, knows his mission is to protect the C site. He's gonna go for a peek out of the poison cloud, tries to go for a double, but Issa will be there for the trade.
He knows he can afford it because his teammates are right here. Now they're just looking for Meteor. Has been spotted. He's going to push up front now. Rossi with the Odin knows to pull out animations a little bit longer, so he falls back just to reroute back to his teammate.
And that too, do you know why I'm cheating today? Because I'm going to go play cricket later in the evening, like in a big ground, like a 20-over game.
And he makes the correct
So I know I'm going to
because
lose
he had just
at least
walked
half
in,
of what I'm eating
gave
right
that
now.
kill for free. Wouldn't have been the round they wanted. They will pick up the value weapons. The operator and the Odin still in hand. Saya
Saya's-
absolutely a hero. Izu with 12 and
Bro,
6
Saya
himself
is
as well,
16-3.
doing their best
Chat.
as the fraggers for this squad.
Saya is
T1.
16-3.
I mean, okay, strats-wise, you're reading the map, everything's awesome, but look at this frag! How does he have the confidence to just push out of a poison cloud and flick onto an opponent's head? That's pinpoint accuracy.
That's how you know. That's how you know he's one of the best when it comes to opping, right? You've got to take the angles that they're not expecting. You have to rely on your reaction speed. And once again, this time it's the opponent. Stalks the screen, tries to go for a no-scope close. The trade will come through immediately from Stacks, though, all the way through the wall. So they will still protect that operator. And the Viper's Pit still gives a little bit of comfort for Rossi to hold on to Seaside alone. Prowler tries to scout him out. There's the showstopper. He's going to hide away from it, and Texture gets the read. He knows he has to be somewhere outside of the pit, but he can't quite find him, and he's already all the way through, tries to run and gun. He's a little bit desperate to dwindle the numbers, but it's not enough. 3v3 spike will get planted for Gen.G.
Not too shabby. I love that decision-making from Rossi, but back to the matter at hand. Now it's going to be T1 with a retake. Where is the rest of Gen.G going to be? You have to expect that some of them might be on site, not at the same time. Lakia has that 9-fall. He sends it through. He has robbed T1 of their hearing. Now the rest of them, Izu, great heads up duel as he pushes through the door, takes Texture down. Might just be able to play alongside his teammate, but unfortunately Xkira goes down. It's alongside his Odin now as Stax fires on through. Karen has to watch his back, has to watch every angle possible, and it's just a little bit too much before Stax comes down raining bullets upon them.
Man, you look at the way Kara moves, you know he's constantly thinking about how do I isolate these 1v1s. He tries his best.
Yep, you're right, Abhi. Whenever you try for something, have it.
Around, but Stax still keeping his eyes up top on that ledge.
You're absolutely goddamn right.
And make sure Izu's alive for the defuse. What a retake. What a reaction from Izu on that swivel. Take a look at this first. Rossi, like you said, I mean, I don't mind the decision, but unfortunately it only results in one kill. This one,
yeah.
I mean, I thought the Haunt betrayed him, right? I thought he was too focused in on the site, but the swivel's on a dime.
That, I think, was the biggest impactful frag for the round. In that retake, forces the timeout from Gen.G. I mean, Gen.G have been calling the first timeouts now. They are the ones kind of trying to catch up, and maybe this is their MO against a team like T1, especially coming from Shanghai. But you have to admit, 7-3 to start off the map. A map which Gen.G picked. A map which Gen.G is really strong on.
Actually, the parent game, I want to, let's see, hopefully.
We'll have to see how Gen.G reacts to this. This is something that I always give respect to in Gen.G in multiple ways, because for one, to be comfortable enough to say, okay, let's continue to see how they adapt. What is their game plan? Really digest everything. Let Munchkin go through all of his options and then call the timeout. I mean, that's a lot of faith. But the other side of it is, if that's your game plan, you have to have the faith that all of your players and coaches
I'm done with my lunch. Thank you, guys.
do this every single map, right? You're willing to go the distance every single map because you know at the end of the day,
I'm sorry I ate
you
in front of
will be able to get the last
thank you.
round.
I'm done.
That's one heck of a commitment. But for now, T1 trying to see if they can expand this lead just.
What pleasure will sex give you when you can have McDonald's burger and end it with a cold Sprite? क्या बोला मैं? क्या बोला?
How Saya player constantly buys his outlaw whenever he knows that Gen.G likely goes on the half shields. This could do a lot of damage if Gen.G makes the wrong move.
We'll see now. Gen.G surely they were.
चलो बोल भी दिया तो रोवेश भाई क्लिप कर दो exclamation clip.
Much more across the world as well, so they're no strangers to that themselves. And where have we seen this before? A little bit of a cheeky setup that we saw Gen.G use as well with the C's and the underhanded nade. But Gen.G will not fall for it. They will leave their alarm bot for info. And just relying on the fact that they've shaken up the default, so it's a 2-2-1 or at least a 2-1-2. Dwindling the numbers down here on A. They hear the outlaw, that's one. They haven't heard him leave just yet, and Saya patiently.
Nothing, just a single person. Yeah, of course. By McD का burger के बाद sex में दिक्कत हो रही है.
Does he try to use it to make sure that they still have some form of advantage here on the site? He will use it to cover the entirety of the site. No way to get to the spike without entering the pit.
And that really puts Sion player at a disadvantage. You need automatic weapons to work against a Viper's Pit like this. Let's see if Rossi can do a little bit of damage while Gen.G tries to secure this spike plant down. Blast Peck just to try to throw him off, buying a little bit more time. But I don't know how much it's really going to do. What is this? He hops on over with the paranoia from Icue. Now Rossi firing in with the Odin. They have the site. 9 seconds left. Gen.G cannot get the
that round.
It is 8-3 in favor of T1.
Bro, if they're losing a round like this, I'm sorry, but T1 is winning this map, bro. क्या था वो? क्या था वो? Hello? How?
Ground enough util so I can plant safely, and T1 they hold on. And like you said, it's going to be Izu who scouts it out with the blast pack, and then they jump over deep into the pit so that even if there is someone in hell, he's not going to get spotted. He's just gunning it for the spike. and then his teammates are there to cover him.
Oh my
An
god.
incredible call on the retake here from T1. Now leading 8-3, the showstopper to push out C-side.
Comma, there is
Gen.G
an
with
extra
big
burger if you
morale
want to
in the
come
tier one
down.
Part of the map. Showstopper spots the turret. He's gonna use it just to clear it. Doesn't mind, doesn't need to get a kill because now they have the information. Gen.G stuck at the door, in tree, paranoia out just to keep him locked in further.
Oh,
You should run.
spring through with that Odin. Lockdown being called in though, but Gen.G still trying to keep their options open, but they have to watch their backs.
Oh, and it's going to be Rossi digging deep into it. Can he get it?
Hey, he broke the lockdowns!
Down.
He
Right
breaks
at
the
end,
lockdown too,
in
bro,
the last
Rossi.
half second.
Player
And now
standing.
Gen.G
Bhai,
struggling
ho gaya
to find
bhai.
an opening. They
Ho
will
gaya
not
मेरा.
a flawless to wrap it up.
किया था वो.
9-3 T1 fans. Do you believe now as they lead 6 rounds going into the second half?
Anuj bhai isn't watching stream. I don't know if he was watching stream. He'll probably scold. He would have already scolded me for the cheat meal ahead. You can do that too. Yeah, that. No, even I knew you can do that, dude. Even I knew you can do that. What the hell, bro? Please don't tell me you didn't know. I'll try to call Varma, please.
It was the one where they kind of let B-side for free, right? They leave Baby Door open for free. They don't really account for it. They don't account for that rotation in time. But outside of that, sure, you give up 3 rounds, but overall, the reactions and reads have been pretty solid from T1.
Sorry.
Very, very impressive stuff. I wonder if it's practice or if it's stuff that